everybody. Hello. Welcome to the show. What a good crowd tonight. Wow. Welcome to Festivities. KB with you, Karyn Bryant, here on a Tuesday night, Tuesday, July 11th. Tonight, Renato Laranja, the 27-time World Jiu-Jitsu champion, and I will be welcoming Walt Harris to the show. He is fighting this Saturday at UFC 77, the big ticket. So I'm excited to see him. I haven't seen him in a minute. He is training with John Jones and stuff. So there's a lot to talk to him about. We haven't seen him fight in a little bit. So I'm excited to catch up with him. There's a lot going on. I hope everybody's doing okay. I just want to make sure. Let me just say hi, everybody. Hey. What up, VT? Yes, let's go. Here we go. I'm just gonna, I think I have I think everything's good here. I want to get to the hit list here. I've already got, okay. So I can tell everybody what's going on in the show today. Okay, so as I just said, we're going to have an interview with Walt Harris, and he is fighting Josh Parisian this Saturday, so we'll talk to him about that. Then we will also have our reactions to UFC 290 with Volkanovski and Pantoja keeping and winning the titles respectively. You know, Cheaty, the Festivities Bearded Dragon mascot, got both of those correct last week with Cheaty's Choice, which leads me to the fact that he's got a Cheaty's Choice for this Saturday's fight between Holly Holm and Maida Bueno Silva. So you want to hear that because Cheaty's record is, I think, 24-13-3. I think that's right. It might be 24-12-3, but I think it's 24-13-3. Pretty solid, I would think, right? I mean, that's certainly much more than a winning record, so that's pretty good. Okay, so we will have his Cheaty's Choice for this weekend. We will talk about Ngannou versus Tyson Fury. I'm curious what you guys' reaction is to that. People seem to be in their feelings about it, about the whole boxing and MMA thing. People seem to be into that or whatever, or not or whatever. And then we will also talk about some of the people who retired on Saturday night. Obviously, Robbie Lawler did, and I mean, that was perfect. But I mean, perfect. Sorry, Nico, but thank you, Nico, for being part of history and for letting us see such an epic finish. But also Jimmy Crute, and then we'll talk about what he said on his Instagram. And also Kevin Lee today announced that he is retiring as well. So I'm curious about some of your takes on that. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So so VT saying that you like the boxing match. I don't necessarily have a problem with it, but I think that some people kind of do. We'll see. I'm not sure about that. You know what? I wanted to ask you guys too, a couple of other things that I wanted to ask you and we can get into, and I wish I had some footage for it. I know I should have grabbed the pictures. But the training camps now, it seems like the whole, Zuckerberg versus Musk thing is going to happen. Or, I mean, come on. It's kind of insane, right? Are we all not recognizing that it's sort of insane that they're even talking about it? I mean, come on, really? Okay. So I mean, I hope I get to work it. I would love to. I'm Team Zuckerberg. Sorry, folks, for those of you out there, Team Musk. But, Mark went to a rival college for me, but I would be Team Zuckerberg in that exchange because I'm pissed off at Elon Musk for ruining Twitter. Thanks. I used to love it, and it's kind of not great now. I know a lot of people bailed. That's actually something else I wanted to ask you guys about was Threads, but let me stay on this Muskerberg. How about we just call it that? Or Zuck, right? Or I think it's Muskerberg would be funnier. Gets both names in there. But yeah, so I would be Team Zuckerberg. So Zuck is training with Israel Adesanya and Volkanovski. They posted some pictures today of that, which is kind of fantastic. But on the other hand, Musk has Danaher and GSP, which is also a phenomenal pairing. So they are getting the teams right. Like they freaking squatted up solid. You know what I mean? Like where they you know what I mean? They're coming loaded here. I think. Um Lord of the Pie saying when people on Musk take interest in something, I'm almost certain it's not worth my time. I certainly won't watch that. You wouldn't watch Zuckerberg versus Musk. I feel like people might think it's ridiculous and might be like, "What have they done? This is a freak show." I feel like it's a freak show that people want to watch. Randy is asking what's insane about it. Just that they're too. I mean, look at obviously they can compete. I just feel like are they gonna just do a jujitsu? I don't know. Does Musk do jujitsu? Because I know that Zuckerberg does, and he's posted things and he's competed in jujitsu tournaments and stuff. So I don't know if it was gonna just be jujitsu or if it's a full on fight. I just, I'm just saying this. It's insane. The thought of those two walking into the octagon for a fight to me just kind of blows my mind. I just think it's something that if I had the bingo card, I would not necessarily have thought was going to happen. Which brings up another thing. I actually thought about we should have a festivities bingo. And I thought it would be funny if and I was thinking about how we could do it, and I'm still kind of brainstorming on it, but I think it would actually be really fun for you guys to have bingo cards because you know how there are certain things that we talk about every week, like Goodfellas basically comes up every week, and, certain things come up every week if if you hear the word favela, if Renato's Wi-Fi goes out, things like that. I feel like we should have a bingo card for that, and there's these things online where you can generate bingo cards. It's just that we would need to find a way for you. I guess I could put it on the Festivities website, either a number of bingo cards. Actually, maybe that's what we do, right? Maybe that's what I do is I make a bunch of bingo cards and I put them up on the Festivities website and you just choose some and you download them. But the thing is how do you mark them? I guess you'd have to print it. And then you'd actually just have to literally mark it with a blotter and then take a picture of that. Would that work? Or would that work? And you just have to do it like immediately so that it's not like you just figured out what all the words were. Like bingo. I mean, I guess bingo would always happen immediately, right? I think that would work. Wouldn't that work? I think that would work. I think that would be fun. I don't know. I think that could actually be really, really, really fun. Wait, so VT, you're saying you're glad other people have common sense. LOL. Wait, I should maybe back up. Okay, so you're saying they're both evil dudes. In my opinion, we shouldn't allow them to sports wash themselves into this. They are terrible people and we should be treated as such. LOL. Yeah, I mean, the sports wash thing is 100% happening for sure. I was listening to something today and they were talking about, yeah, it's sort of ridiculous that people are rooting for giant mega companies and sort of mega company leaders who are often positioned as evil, like you just said, VT. It's funny to turn them into heroes. So yeah, the sports wash thing is happening for sure. Yeah. I mean, but are we taking it too seriously then? Like, is it one of those things where just like lighten up, Francis? You know what I mean? That's totally could be it. I'm not saying I wouldn't watch. Like I said, I would want to work that. I think it would be just an incredible thing to be part of because I think it's just insane. I just think it's wild, and I just think it'd be one of those things where you're just like, yeah, that was something. Um, Lord of the Pies, here we go. Saying it's political. Leftists are siding with Zuck and rightists are siding with Elon. They're both corporatists, and I don't care who you vote for, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, it is sort of, I guess, a line. There is sort of a line in the sand, and I guess it's no surprise that I went to an Ivy League school and I have chocolate skin, so might have a tendency to not necessarily love a lot of current Republican leaders, let's just say. But my dad used to vote Republican and stuff. He owned his own business and stuff like that. So I understand the business side of it. I understand. I totally get it. I just think some of them are pretty terrible. as are some of the people on the other side. So I actually, one of my majors in college was political science. The other one was sociology. And I thought I was going to be a lawyer and stuff like that. And now I really, well, it's not like I don't pay attention to politics, but it's like, it's not anything I'd want to ever be involved in. So please, you can, I'm sure, make your assumptions, but you probably aren't right about a lot of them. And some of them you might be right about, but you know what I mean? Whatever. But thank you, Ray, for talking about my tan. I, the other day, had a little bit of my float therapy there out on the pool at my building here. I definitely take advantage of it. And I've got the floaty, and I found the perfect floaty at Target. It's only like a $4 floaty, but it just kind of cradles you just nicely. It's, like the longer lounger one. I also picked up a ring-a-ding or whatever. But the lounger is perfect. You just kind of sit there. It just perfectly cradles you. It's just the right length for me anyway. I'm 5'8". And so I will highly recommend it. The other day I think they had a two for $7 sale or something like that, or 2 for $6 or something like that. And so I picked a couple of them up, and I would highly recommend them. So get on down to your local Target. Here I am doing a free ad, but for real, they were good. So thank you. Yeah, I've got a little bit of sun, and it feels good. I do like summer. I'm a fan of summer. I really am. I really am a fan of summer. Okay, so Joshua, you're saying that not to just. Oh, okay. Oh, look. Okay, yeah. Here we go. Somebody said floating. No, they're not. They're not in the air. Okay. So, anyway, here he is, folks. I don't know what to say about him today other than look at him looking like, I don't know, Eric Estrada. What's going on over there?
Eric Scarface, porra. Tony Montana. Oh
Okay.
no.
That's
Okay, so hey, look, wow, that was a quick. You put me right on there.
I did. Sorry,
Um,
I didn't. I was, usually I give you some great build up, and then I get to it, and then your video is frozen, and then I look like a
nah,
tool, and
caralho.
so I just felt like, you know what?
Oh,
I'm just gonna actually scoot this. So, hi, how are you?
I've been bad at. No, I'm only kidding.
Oh,
No,
why?
I'm kidding. I'm good. I was just got stuck. The question on everybody's mind on my live. Everybody was asking me, "Oh, what do you think about Izzy's disrespect of Duplessis or whatever?" So I'm sure we're gonna get into that. But boy, oh boy, boy, oh boy.
Boy, oh boy, is right. Well, look at. I mean, we could actually get into that a little bit now if you want to, before while we're waiting
You
for
know,
Walt, because
I
um,
prefer
you want
to
to do
get
it a little
into that
later.
a little later
Yeah, because
because
there's a lot to say about it.
there's a lot to say, and oh my goodness, porra. It's so
But how?
funny. The perspective of certain people is just interesting to me, but
Yeah,
we'll get into this later.
it's interesting. Although I will say yes, and I would like to speak more on it too. But I was like, oh, it's 23 in me. It's 23 in me.
Oh, whatever.
I know,
That
but it was like,
that part, whatever.
yeah,
That was you could tell he was just so angry. He was
so
like
angry,
saying
so
whatever.
angry. It was so passionate, right? Yeah.
But there's a lot of in the comments. There's a lot of. Let's put it to this way: if I was to make a metaphor for the comments,
Yeah.
it's Black History Month. How come there's not a White History Month?
Oh, Jesus.
It might as well be the embodiment of that. So oh god, let me not turn you guys on too much here.
Jesus.
But sorry, it's sweaty over here. Oh god,
Is your AC not working?
it's work, but it wasn't. I had it off. I accidentally had it off, and I was out with my doggy, and we came back. It was a fucking hot box in
But
here.
it's not hot out
Uh,
now.
mm,
It's only
no,
like,
but it was for a long time just closed up in here, and I don't like to leave it the windows up or any. I mean, yeah, down or up when I'm gone because I don't want the cookie crook to come in there.
of course, of course. Yeah, yeah. I
I don't
just
want the
don't think it's
hamburglar in there, huh?
right. I know. No, it is nice out though. I usually would have my balcony doors open right now, but I
Oh,
don't want the
caralho.
sound. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm gonna came in there like Blackula. Can you
You.
imagine? You're just you're having one glass of wine and the curtains is like this and you're going
Okay,
like
yeah,
this.
just right there.
Drink. Oh, come on. And then I'm come in like
Oh,
exact like Eddie Murphy in Vampire on Brooklyn.
and you just all of a sudden you're in there.
Yeah. And then I'm like, bleh, come here. Let me. But instead of biting your neck, I bite your cheeks.
Oh wait,
And
oh I
there's
meant
two.
to scream.
Yeah, you're gonna scream when I bite your cheeks. No, you're gonna giggle when I bite your cheeks.
No, I'm not. That's not the right button either.
I'm gonna, when he bite there, I'm gonna bite your cheeks, and from your cheeks gonna be true blood like this.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't think so.
I I do think so though. Yeah, you're kidding yourself.
You black. Oh my god, Blackula. Oh my god.
Chocula. Blackula was the guy who played that one was like a shake. He was like a Shakespearean actor. And they asked him, why did you do that? Why did you do
Right.
such a whole? And he said, listen, at the time, if I was, nobody was offering me parts
Right.
to play. There wasn't no Denzel Washington. No one's offering me parts to play Othello or to
Right.
play a major character in a movie,
Right.
So it was like, it was my chance to just, no matter what it was, to just, you know, be the lead in a movie and just give it everything I had, and I was like, wow, you can't be mad at that.
Exactly. Exactly,
And he
dude.
do have a lot of presents for her.
Okay, yeah. Do you remember his name? Though? I'm trying to remember who it is.
I can't remember the name because I remember his name.
I'll look it up.
I remember his name as the before he get turned to Blackula. He's an African prince. His name is Prince Mama Waldi for her.
What was the movie you were talking about that time where the guy is black
Doctor
but he
Black,
turns
Doctor Black, and Mister Hyde.
right?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
that shit was good too.
That is the funniest
Now
That is so funny.
it was good. That the star of that one is Bernie Casey. That's it.
Blackula
Doctor.
was William Marshall.
William Marsh. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think he prized his whole in Scream Blackula Scream.
Yeah, he's in Scream, he's in Maverick, he's in Star Trek. He was in
Wait, he's in Maverick?
that movie Maverick with Jodie Foster and Mel Gibson.
Oh, I thought you was talking about Chop Gun Maverick. I was like, who the fuck did he play in there?
No, 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 no. He was in that one. And how random is it that Mel Gibson's at the fights all the time now?
Well, he liked the
He
fights.
he was at the Apex a couple weeks ago. He was at the 290 this weekend. Like he's just a big old
You
fight
never
guy.
know. He could be doing some kind of film or the acting some kind of film about that
True,
shit. I'll
true.
tell you what. Uh, I
I
I
didn't consider that. Yeah,
I was always a fan of him as an actor. I mean, just like he made crowd pleasing movies. I love Mad Max. I love fucking Lethal Weapon and some of the other shit he's done. But as a director, my goodness, he's like he's like a fucking auteur. I mean, like Apocalypto. That's like you would think that like what's that German guy? Fuck, forget it. The guy, that famous German director who did like Fitzcarraldo and oh, forget it. Anyway, you would think he would be
Werner
some.
Herzog or something like
Yes,
that.
Werner Herzog. Fuck. Yes. You would think Werner Herzog did it or something. You know what I mean? Like
Damn, I'm
the
good.
level of the quality of this guy's shit when he direct is crazy.
Yeah,
Apocalypto is one of the most breathtaking fucking movie I ever saw in my life.
yeah. It's just that then, as a human being, he's kind of dicey.
True, true, true. But let me put it to you this way. You know what's funny with me? There's no, I know what it is.
You forgive
If
him
I
because
if I was into you when I was young,
yeah.
you almost can't do nothing to make me not like you art.
Okay.
But if I didn't what if he's not connect to that, then I can hide somebody off,
Mm-hmm.
Because I even seen all the documentaries on Michael Jackson, and
Uh-huh.
I'm sure that he did all that shit. I'm sure of it. Okay,
Are you?
But oh yeah,
I don't want to be sure of it because I
don't
still love
watch
his music and I can't
don't
not.
watch that documentary series if
I
you
won't.
do not
I
watch
know
that.
that's terrible. That's a terrible
If you watch
take.
it, okay, but here's what happened.
Oh, that's a terrible
I
take.
said to myself, I went to bed thinking like, well, surely this have to be the last time I listen to some Michael Jackson music. You know, I go, I can't endorse. And then I woke up and I go, okay, let's be sober about this. I said, let me just do this. I'm gonna see how my body feel about this, you
Right.
know?
You're like,
And so I go, let me to just put this on. It's the morning, I was making my coffee.
yeah.
I go, let me just put on a song and see what I feel after
Right.
all this shit. So then I made a mistake by doing this. I put on Don't Stop Till You Get Enough.
Oh,
And then it goes, and I was like, and I was like, well, I
that's
was
on my
like,
jump rope mix for a reason. It's so
yeah.
good.
So I guess I was like, well, my body doesn't have a problem with it, you know? So I
Uh
said,
huh.
you know, and it's because it's connected to all those childhood memory and stuff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, some of the other stuff he did is connected to other people's childhood memories, but
Yeah.
you
But
know, so I can't stop like
so
I'm
Mel
able to
Gibson, no, I know he's
compartmentalize.
made amazing movies. I know you're right.
Yeah.
I never even thought of it that maybe he's there because he's directing or he's like, yeah, that's totally
Or he
possible.
could be playing an MMA coach and something. I don't know. He definitely ain't gonna be the fucking star. You know, he ain't gonna be the fighter. You know,
Right, you're
at this
glitching a
point.
little bit right now. Right, it's not, but right, exactly. He's not fighting. Whatever it is either
You
directing or he's playing on a haggard old coach or something or something.
yeah. Am
Yeah,
I still glitch?
yeah. You should try to get
Hold
it
on.
right before Walt joins us.
I know what's going on here.
Is somebody trying to call you? Maybe somebody's trying to call him. It's like I just want to punch this up. Renato always gets calls like right while we're doing this. And then when am I? Okay, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So we saw Mel at the fights, like I said, 2 weeks ago. He was
Did you
there.
say what's up to him or no?
Wait, no, you're still. The screen is black. I don't see you.
Here?
Yeah. Oh, there you are.
Huh. Oh.
Nope. Okay. I took him away. I'm gonna make him come back. He's got to try to come back because that didn't work. Okay. Here we go. Let's try this again. Okay. Your screen's black. Hello. Hmm. He's got to try again. He's got to try again. Let's see. Yeah, I know. Okay, let's try again. Hey, there you are.
Everything good now?
Yes, everything is good.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
no, so go ahead. Yeah, no, so it's cool. Like he's been there now for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And
There's
yeah, I would
something is
actually like
going
to
on.
see a movie. If he made a fight movie, I would like to see it. Yeah.
Oh, you know it would be top notch. I mean, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. I
He,
actually, you know what looks good is
yeah.
Oppenheimer.
Oh, very
That
good. That looked
looks
very good. Yeah.
really good. Did you yeah, I definitely want to see I want to see that one. Are you my kid the other day was like, um, oh, I want to see the Barbie movie or whatever, and I was like, bruh.
The only reason why I would see that is because of who the heck that, you know?
And who did?
That chick who only does like fucking indie movies and shit. You know, the one who did you see Lady Bird?
Oh, is it the blonde girl? The one who used to be an
Yeah,
actress?
Greta Gerwig or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah. Oh, okay. I know who she is. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's gonna be like subversive. You know what I mean? It's not like it's
I know,
gonna
but
be
still,
some different
I
type
don't
of
know
shit.
that I need to pay money to see that. Sorry.
Oh, I'm not going to the theater to see that one, but I'll see it eventually, you know? I'm not
Yeah,
going to the theater. No way.
I guess so. But yeah, I think Oppenheimer looks like something I would see. Doesn't there's a new Mission Impossible that comes out tomorrow, right? I'm curious
Yeah,
what people want to see.
I would
Would you go
fuck
see
with
that?
that. I would fuck with that, yeah, in the
Yeah,
theater.
yeah.
Wait,
Lord of the
what was I
Pies
s-
says they actually want to watch the Barbie movie, huh?
Yeah, well, here's why I'm also curious. First of all, Margot Robbie doesn't need to do bad movies.
Right.
And then also, Ryan Gosling have picked a lot of good shit to be in, you know? Ryan Gosling does some good stuff. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't see he have good chase. So I don't see him doing just like a move, a
Well,
Ken to be
VT is
doing it.
saying, yeah, that it's avant-garde and that
That's what I'm saying.
cinephiles are hyped about it. So,
Oh yeah,
cinephiles.
yeah.
No, I mean, it's weird. I'm not one of those people though that's like, I mean, like I don't have any problems with Ryan Gosling, but it's not like I'm, oh God, Ryan Gosling movie. I got to see it. Like, I'm just indifferent to him. I guess. I think he's okay. I think
Well, you might not have seen some of the
I
really
probably have.
good
I've never seen.
shit.
Is he the one in the Notebook? I've never seen the Notebook.
Yeah, he's in the Notebook, but that's when he was very young. I mean,
I've never
there's
seen it.
so I mean he's one of these guys. He's I think because he's good looking or whatever, they you just kind of hide him off as like a teeny bopper or whatever. But he's you ever seen the place behind the pine, the place behind the pines
I
or
think
beyond
so.
the pines? No, you think so? Or you saw them?
I don't
Okay,
remember.
and then well, he was in the Blade Hunter. Though he was good in there. Did you
Yeah.
see Drive?
Yeah. Yeah.
Drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you see the good guys? The nice
Yeah.
guys? The nice guys.
Oh, with
With him.
Russell.
Yeah. Did you
No,
see
I
that?
haven't seen it yet. It's on my
He's
watch
in,
list.
in that he's like a comic genius.
Oh, really? Yeah. Like I
Oh
said,
my
I
God.
don't have anything against him, I
Yeah.
guess. But to me, it's not necessarily like a bonus to have him in it. It's just sort of like,
Oh, did
do you
you
know what I mean? Like
see?
I'm cool. I don't. It doesn't sell. It doesn't make me want to see anything more or less. Put it that way. I'm just indifferent
Fair
to it.
enough, but for me, I like the guys I act. Did you see? Now this is not my type of movie whatsoever, but did you saw La La Land?
I loved it.
I mean, was he not fantastic in
Yeah,
that?
he's great in
And
that.
I
That's
don't
right.
like that
That's
kind
right.
of
He is
shit.
great in that.
He was very good as far as
Yeah,
I'm
no, my
concerned.
kid loves that movie. We watch it a lot, actually.
Yeah, so
It's great.
he's
No, that is
he's.
a great movie.
I
He's
mean,
great
both
in
of them
that.
are
Yeah, you're
great
right.
in there.
That's right. You're right. I think it's just, and even though I'm not a big Deadpool fan, I think I just like the other Ryan more, maybe, or I've seen more of the other
They are
guy's
so
movies.
fucking different.
I
Like
know,
one
but
one of them
everybody
is a
talks about them
personality.
together. But I think I know the other one's stuff
Yeah.
more, or I've seen it more, or
The
whatever.
the other guy is more like a modern Chevy Chase or something. He's like all
Yeah,
personality.
right.
Gosling does all the spectrum
So you think
of
Gosling's a
shit.
better actor, but Ryan's a good
Hands
entertainer?
down,
Yeah.
hands fucking down. For
Okay.
me,
Okay. That's fair.
I don't even think he's close.
That's fair.
Yeah, the breadth of the work, and look, there's a place for the Ryan Reynolds of the world. He's very successful for a reason. He got a great fucking personality. But you're
Yeah.
going to see a Ryan Reynolds, like Chevy Chase or
Right.
Vince Vaughn. I love Vince Vaughn, but he's fucking Vince Vaughn in every movie. You know what I mean? Like he does his stuffs, and I love it. But
Right.
he's
Right.
not. You
But
don't
we
love
know
him
what we're
because
signing
of
up for.
all the characters he can play.
Right. Hey,
Yeah.
so listen, what I'm thinking, so it is fight week for Walt. So he obviously is probably still training. And so I was talking with him earlier and I said also when he gets here that I'll keep an eye on the clock for him because he is fighting on Saturday. So
Don't fuck this up, Walsh. That's
no,
all I have to say.
he's come. Obviously he's coming.
Walsh,
But I was
if you
just
don't
going to say,
come, you're dead to me.
what?
I said, if you don't come, Walsh, you're dead to me.
No, of course he's coming. No, what I was gonna say is we'll do Chidi's choice now because Renato he went
He
2-0
did
this
it.
past
He
weekend.
did it. Yeah,
He picked
unbelievable.
Volkanovski and Pantoja, so his record is now, like I said, I think it's 24-13-3.
How bad did you feel for Moreno to lose to that guy 3 times? Oh,
Dude, it hurts my heart.
oh, it's tough.
It hurts my
But
heart.
I will say this: having watched that fight, I was 100% going for Moreno.
Yeah.
And then to see that someone gave him like what 4 out of 5 rounds, it's making you want to puke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if I know that he lost and I'm like sitting there like trying to will him to win, it's just so sad. You know what I mean? Because thankfully the height thing happened. It's not the thing I wanted to happen, but it's the height thing to happen.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
if imagine
okay.
them stealing that. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No. Keep going. No, go
Yeah.
ahead. No, I think so too. I think on that one it's tough because I too, like for me, I am whoops. Sorry.
Oh, don't
I
mind
am
me. I'm just
such
here.
I'm such a Moreno fan because I work with him. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's like, so I have absolutely nothing against Pantoja, but this is
No,
my homie, you know,
for sure.
and so and you know, when I met him, like I used to do Tough Talk when he was on the Ultimate Fighter. So it's like I've known this kid a really long time. I used to see him when we worked over doing UFC Now. Like I adore. He's awesome. You know what I mean? He's awesome. So
And everybody love him. And who
and
doesn't love the kid?
everybody loves him. So
Yeah.
it just, yeah, I was sad. And it's not that I have nothing against Pantoja. I just really like Brandon.
Yeah, I mean, listen, even the fucking Diaz brothers love him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
and they never say nothing about anybody else. You know, other fighters. Even they fucking give it up to him. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right, right, right.
Like,
Yeah,
he's
he's like,
just likable. You know,
exactly. You can't not like the guy.
and nothing against Pantoja,
Yeah.
but you just was like, okay, he won two out of the three already. You know, you're like, you just wanted, but kudos to him. And when the fight was done, it's like, listen, this was his night. You know.
Yeah, VT saying Man Marino put up a fight, but I did edge it to Pantoja. I think Brandon is a
Yeah.
more complete fighter, but ran out of gas in rounds 4 and 5. He couldn't get
Yeah,
Pantoja off him.
and I think he can get him in the future. I mean, of course, it's gonna be the fifth time. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but that's the thing. That's like, it sucks.
But you
It
know
sucks.
what? You know what's funny? Back in the old days, those rivalries. Now we think you can't have more than three with a of like a rivalry. You know, it's
Yeah,
like whoever win. But you know what's funny?
but they did the
I was watching.
quadrology.
I was watching one of my very favorite, maybe even my favorite movie, but Hedging Bull. You know, and it's either seven or eight, but Jake LaMotta fought Sugar Hay Robinson like eight fucking times because nobody wanted to fight them. Everybody was afraid of them. Eight fucking times.
That's ridiculous.
And
And what was the score?
I can't remember, but I do know this that Sugar Hay never got him down. He never got me down. Hey, never got me down. Hey, I never went down.
Hey,
Um, yeah.
we were talking about Russell Crowe movies before. So that reminds me, Cinderella Man is a good
Oh,
one.
Cinderella Man. Yeah. That's an inspiring story, too. Yeah. Oh, by the way, the guy who played Sugar Hay Robinson in the movie in Hate. First of all, my dad was bodyguarding De Niro for that one,
Okay.
and then the guy they used to play Sugar Hay Robinson was one of my dad karate students.
Oh, cool.
So he got him in there. Yeah. The guy with the wild hair and the it looked creepy when he's like coming down. Yeah. Ooh, what a fucking movie. I was showing it to somebody who had never seen it before. So like
How
I'm the
young
kind of
was she?
person, not as young as you might think, boy. But let me tell you this.
I'm saying 26.
No, she was older than that. But let's not. This is about
30?
Sugar Hay.
Two.
Never mind that. This is about Sugar Hay Robinson.
White
No,
girl.
she was
Oh, I
very
got it.
lovely. She's a
Raging
lovely woman.
bull.
She was.
Is it about bullfighting? Because I'm super against animal
Oh
like
God, are you? She
endangerment,
was
and
like,
like
"Why
I'm
is he
super
hating?"
into PETA, and
Uh,
like
she thought it was about. She thought it was about a guy who was like a rave DJ, like he was haging, like. Um. So 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 my thing is this, like, it's funny because I can watch a movie that I've seen 10 million times
yeah,
with someone who's never seen it, and I get a contact high
right.
off of them seeing it for the first time. It is the only way that I can ever get some of the feeling I had back, you know?
So to exactly that point, a couple weeks ago, I and Kiddo watched Fast Times at Ridgemont High because she's
Oh,
never seen it, and I was
mwah,
telling her, I was like, "This is canon
mm,
to me and my generation." I was like, "You need to understand, like."
oh,
I would say a good percentage of our jokes emanate from this movie. Like people still say so much that it's so quotable and there's so much in it that's it's still funny, it's still
yeah.
great.
And also
So
the
I think
template, it set the template for high school movies. Like, they didn't
100%.
exist before that. You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
every high school movie is biting off of that one.
So I'm dying. There's so many different scenes. Like, and so she she really got it too. And I was trying to
thank
it
God.
was like
Thank
different
God.
things. And I was like, the song would come on. I'm like, Led Zeppelin, Kashmir. And I'm like, da 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 da. I'm like, okay, Jackson Brown. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, I'm explaining all this stuff to her. And at first I was like, okay, so that's Phoebe Cates, and she's da da da. And Jennifer Jason Leigh, she went on to do all this stuff. And I'm like, this movie had all these people. I'm like, believe it or not, Nicolas Cage is in this movie.
Yeah.
And people don't even remember it. He's even still called Nicholas Coppola, and he's in a scene in the restaurant when he's in there with Spicoli and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's insane. And I was like, you don't even know all the people that are in this movie, and whose career it launched, and all these things that we still say based on it, right? Forrest
for
Whitaker
sure.
and all this stuff.
I mean,
it's
so
insane.
so much shit, you know?
So much stuff. So anyway, so I was trying not to like overdo it, but I was like, look, and I'm really enthusiastic. So at the end of it, though, I was like, okay, what did you think? And she was like, oh no, I get it. She's like, that was great. You know, she's like, yeah.
Who was her favorite? Like, who did she like?
I'm not sure who her favorite was, but I know she cracked up a lot at like the Judge Reinhold stuff in the stupid pirate outfit and stuff, like, you know what I mean, driving. And she knew that the virginity scene was fully cringe in the dugout and stuff like that. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, they made it that way. Yeah.
Oh, it's so cringy. You know, it's just so cringy.
So I have a meatball sandwich
she liked
and
the stuff with like Mr. Hand and
number.
Spicoli, like with the pizza. I think that was probably it, with like him getting the what's wrong with a little pizza in our time. You know?
On our time. So learning about Cuba, having some food. Yeah. Eat up, get a good one. You know, that fucking movie, I think like it's a toss up between Spicoli and Damone for me. Like Damone has so many of the choicest moments in that. It's like Mike Damone. It's like when you first see it, Spicoli just steals the show, you know?
Right.
But the more and more you watch it, you're like, fuck, if Damone isn't the funniest fucking guy in this goddamn thing.
And I find that women do respond.
Yeah. It's the attitude, right? Yeah. Hey, Debbie, isn't this great?
Isn't this great?
Yeah.
Oh, God. The lady
what about
the linguine and clam sauce.
Yeah, and the linguine and white clam sauce and a Coke with no ice.
And a Coke with no ice.
What about she will have the knockwurst? But you know what? Yeah, what the his shit. God,
God.
No, I don't have any Blue Oyster Cult. Where were you last week?
2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
This brings up a point I was talking about before you got on. And that is that I think we should have Festivities bingo. Because things like that, right? Like, so basically we talk about Goodfellas every week, pretty much it comes up,
Too
right?
much. Yeah,
every week there's a glitch
helped.
with your Wi-Fi. Every week something happens in the favela, right? So there's certain things that we could put on the
that you drink to. You gotta take a shot.
No, and so it's like KB pulls the thing down to fix the light. Whatever, like one of us has
KB shows her cleavage. KB says she has to go to the bathroom and slinks out showing her butt cheeks.
Exactly. But I think it would be funny to have a bingo card. And
absolutely.
And then we could give them, like, send them a prize pack. I think so. I was thinking, like, if we made like 10 different bingo cards, people could download them off festivities.com.
I'm down.
Where you could also find all of our shows. And then blot them, and as soon as you get bingo, you take a picture of it and put and like post it in the comment. Can't you post pictures or something?
I'm not sure, but if you can, great. But you know, also one of the stuffs can be when you drop a name, when Renato bring up somebody and you go, oh, I interviewed him or whatever.
Right. If I interviewed somebody there, exactly.
Yeah.
I think it would be fun. I'm going to work on the idea. I think it would actually be really fun.
Absolute. I'm down with that.
Cool. You know, and it's interesting. Right before we started the show, I have a meeting tomorrow, and I had an idea. I had an idea, and it was kind of great. And I was like,
don't say it on the fucking airwaves.
I'm not going to. But I was just like, that showed up at the perfect time. I was like, that's actually a really good idea.
What, me, like, we have art students with the easel and stuff, and then we do me naked, and then they do frescoes of me or whatever, and then...
That's so scary because my kid is literally in an art school thing right now. And today she was drawing still lifes. But that's scary to think of you being the one, because she's done live nude drawing.
Imagine, I could be that one. It could be tasteful.
Not so. She's an amazing artist. Are you kidding me? She's
I have an amazing Frankenstock. It would be imagine the combination.
Cole McIntosh saying that's a bingo, like a heck yeah, like you're into it. I think so. I think that would be. I think that'd be good. Yeah.
What
Dan Jackson
medium?
was saying. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
What medium? If you was to draw me my naked form or whatever, what medium would you use to create that one? Charcoal,
No, I might do something like
oil, zucchini oil,
oils. Exactly, oils. Because
oil.
you're oily. I don't know,
Oh,
something
boy, huh.
like squishy or maybe I don't know. Maybe
Maybe do it in macaroni art
yeah. Glue
or
and
pipe
macaroni,
cleaners.
pipe cleaners, and cotton balls. Okay. So hey.
Oh,
Okay.
wait. He mentioned Phoebe Cates. I mean, of
Yes.
course, that part.
Right. So
I'm still.
that scene,
Oh,
and yeah, that scene was funny when I was watching. That was like, oh, kid, watch this. You know what I mean?
you know how cute I always thought you were.
Oh,
Yeah, remember that? And he's like, oh god.
life's a stage, moving in
Oh, that
stereo.
fucking
Life's a
song, yeah.
stage.
It goes.
That's they come from Boston to the Cars.
Yeah.
It's like the first note. I'm like, oh,
There's so much good. That movie, it
the
never gets
soundtrack's
old.
so good.
I
Yeah.
bought the Criterion Blu-ray of that. He sent me.
Did you?
Oh,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
so good. It's so good.
yeah.
And she's seen 16 Candles, which is I mean also great.
That
The
blows
Breakfast
16. I mean,
Club.
16. All those movies are great. This one is
Right.
the godfather
It
of
is.
that.
It
Of
is truly.
it just can't be beat.
It
Period.
cannot be beat.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
What if
It's literally
the
can't. So
relation?
the other.
Yeah,
Wait. Go ahead.
the friendship that Spicoli have with what's his name's brother, with Jefferson's brother, where it's
Totally.
like, you seen the new Playboy? Whoa, Derek's chest.
Yeah,
I like sex. Well, when he
I
goes
know
like that, he
they're
goes, "Bo,
great
Derek's
together.
tits," and he goes, "Right on." He's
Right
like,
on.
"Right on."
You're right, and they actually have the most progressive friendship in the whole movie.
Yeah, yeah.
It's true.
It's all Space Invaders. I play you or whatever. Yeah.
Although
What about?
actually,
Yeah.
Spicoli, I mean Damone and what's his face, Ron, are pretty good too because they're opposites too.
Yeah, true. Because he's trying to teach him. He's trying to bring him up. You know, he's like kind of got. You know, he's mentoring him. Except for he steal his fucking chick. Hey, Stacy, you got any iced tea?
No, take that back. You want
Oh,
take
what
that
about
back.
$75 and a ride? Or yeah, but then he don't show up. Oh,
Nope. She's sitting there with the apple. Is Mike there?
unbelievable.
He's a little prick.
What about? I'd say who is Han Johnson? You remember the fucking flower? Thinking of you.
Thinking of you. Oh, it's
I
so
like
good.
Juan Johnson's steez when he picks her up. He's like, "I'll take a Coke, a meatball sandwich, and your phone
And
number."
your phone
Alright.
number.
So you working hard or hardly
Hardly
working?
working.
Ugh. Han Johnson wasn't bad looking though, cara.
Ron
You could
Johnson
do
could
worse.
get it. Ron Johnson
You
could
could
get
do
it, but
worse
the
for your first.
dugout, bro.
And he says Led
Dugout.
Zeppelin lives or whatever.
Come on,
And
the
surf
dugout.
Nazis must die.
Right, certain Nazis. I
And that
so
same
romantic.
song plays every time she get fucked. It goes, "I should gonna be somebody's
Somebody's
baby."
baby. She's
Every time I
gonna
hear that song on the
love.
radio or at the fucking supermarket, is
She's
that
gonna be
you can't think of anything
somebody's
now.
only light. That's
Yeah,
what I told my kid. I was like, you don't understand.
yeah,
These things are forever linked. They will never ever come apart.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Insane. Okay. So I also then I gotta ask you because obviously we know. But this dude, do we now have to call him the GOAT? Because
I'm not gonna say
uh
the fucking goat, but
be,
I would just say he have become one of my favorite, and he's in that conversation. He's in that Hall of Fame kind of like. I mean, clearly he's already in that. He's in the Hall of Fame type of thing, but people is too quick to say goat about anything. You know, like no, he's not the fucking goat.
the GOAT
But
featherweight, I mean.
oh well, sure.
That's what I mean, the GOAT featherweight, not the GOAT
Okay,
of
well,
all
who,
time.
well,
I'm saying the
who
GOAT
would they
featherweight
saying?
because
Who would they
now
saying
it's
before
like
that?
I'm a massive Jose Aldo fan. So Jose was always considered the featherweight GOAT
But what
until
was
Volk.
What was Mighty Mouse?
He was flyweight.
Oh, okay.
So it was always Jose Aldo, and he just got into the Hall of Fame last week.
Mm-hmm.
Deservedly so, obviously. But so I've always been an Aldo person. But I'm not gonna lie, I gotta understand the argument for Volk now. When you look at everybody that he's beat, like you gotta. But to me, because Jose was synonymous with the division, and he put it on the map, and he invented it, and he did it, in two places, and like to me, he is the guy that branded the division. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
You
to
know what the
me,
thing is?
he is. But I understand the Volkanovski argument, and I get it.
People bristle whenever somebody is in actively in their career. People always bristle at calling them the coach if they're not like a super fan. Perfect example. LeBron James, okay, statistically is the greatest player that ever lived already. However, if you lived when Jordan was playing, you still have that salty, like, yeah, but no one ever gonna be whatever. But I think that once LeBron is like 2 years, he moved from the league, even the haters is gonna go, remember how good that guy was? Like look, I respected Jordan. I was never a Jordan fan. I hated his fucking guts because I was a Knicks fan.
Okay.
So he was a thorn in my fucking side. Now, I admitted that he was the greatest, but it was because he was like a great villain, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
hated his guts. But when he's gone, even a person you hated, you're like, God, remember watching that guy play? You wish he was still here. Same thing with Kobe. I wasn't a Laker fan, when he was doing during his reign of terror, and he used to piss me off. I couldn't stand his fucking ass. Until he was out of the game, then I was like, God, he was great. So when people leave, then you get to say GOAT and all this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think it's easier to stomach at that point.
I hear you. And for you guys with your bingo cards, the I've interviewed
Oh, here we go.
tile is get your blotters out.
Oh boy.
So, yeah, I agree. I think Michael Jordan is the GOAT. So,
You interviewed Michael Schwachad?
I didn't interview him one on one, but I did one on
Ah,
one. But
oh boy.
I was at a press thing with him for Space Jam actually,
Oh,
and
specs, John.
so I got to ask him a couple of questions, at this thing, and I was effing thrilled
Were
because
you
look
nervous?
at it's Michael Jordan, like
Yeah,
you
I
know what I
mean,
mean,
people
like
can't understand at
dude,
that time. Yeah.
I'm from Boston. Even I grew up watching, Larry Bird and Kevin McHale, and I went to
Hmm.
Casey Jones basketball camp, and Rick Rude came, and all
Yeah,
this stuff. Like I grew up, like steeped in Boston Celtics. Like
sure.
that's who I watched, and that was my
Yeah,
team. And it is, boy, it's Michael Jordan.
yeah.
So
Listen,
I
yeah,
don't, and
Michael Schwachad.
LeBron is amazing, but I don't pay attention. I don't pay attention to basketball as much as I used
Hmm.
to. I guess
Yeah,
because I'm so in the MMA world now and stuff. It's like I just don't have. I only have bandwidth for like you know what I mean,
I
a certain amount of
understand.
stuff. And I'll
Yeah,
watch a game if it's on, and like I love watching it with friends. And you're out at a bar and the game's on, like I'm down.
sure.
Going to a game, but like I can't like be as committed to it. I
Basketball is
keep
my
up with the
only.
headlines, but
Yeah,
yeah,
basketball is my only sport aside from MMA
yeah.
that I'm like a junkie, and I'll never not be. I'm a basketball junkie. I don't know why. I can't.
Mhm.
But all the other sports I've dabbled and I've been a fan, like baseball,
Yeah.
football, all that kind of stuff. But basketball never fade for me for some reason. I watch a stupid summer league game. I'm that
Yeah.
steeped in that shit.
I'm a football girl more, so my second sport is football.
Yeah, I do like football is next. Well, boxing actually. I should say boxing, but football. But
But
that's
after
comeback.
combat sport type
Yeah,
things, yeah,
but
yeah, because
football. Yeah,
I'll turn,
yeah,
yeah, I'm the girl that like turns on football on Sunday and is like, hell yeah,
yeah.
like let's go.
Football is the only one I watch regular season as well as playoffs, other than
Yeah,
basketball. Baseball, if it's not the playoffs, I'm not watching that shit.
right.
Same with
I was watching the
hockey.
home run derby yesterday. Did you watch that?
No, I didn't fuck with that stuff.
I
No.
was folding laundry. I'm so domestic, but like whatever. I'm not. But I was folding laundry
What
And
were you wearing when you was fold laundry? I imagine you on a little teddy, a
I
little
was wearing,
something.
yes, a little French
Um,
maid's outfit.
oh, caralho. You were? Oh, porra.
No.
Oh, no.
High heels with the fur, the little
Oh,
feathery,
God. Oh, I know
and the little
exact.
white, like, the little white, like, pet, like,
Oh,
what do you call it?
yeah. Did you have a little bunny's shell, a little cotton shell?
No, yeah, look, I
Oh,
had no, I had the little ears
oh,
and the
meow.
and the and the
Oh,
corset top for the maid's
oh,
outfit, you know.
caralho. Meow, meow. Oh, meow.
But while I was folding the laundry in said outfit, I was watching the home run derby, and it was fun. Like I would love to do something like that. Like when I used to play baseball when I was younger, and like softball and stuff when I was in high school, and I was really good at it. And I was the cleanup batter. I batted fourth, which is where the best batter on the team hits. So that was my job. Ideally, for those who don't follow baseball, ideally the first three people get on base, and the fourth person brings them all home. And so you put your strongest
Clean up.
hitters. Yeah, you put your strongest hitters at the top of the order. It's called. For the
Yeah.
I don't know who knows baseball. So anyway, like the idea of being in a home run derby where they just toss you like just like
Hittable balls.
the sweetest pitches. Oh
Yeah.
my god! Like I
No, it can
just
be
think it would
fun.
be so fun.
It can be fun. I mean, the only player that I get jazzed about these days is that kid Shohei Ohtani.
Show hot exactly,
I mean,
exactly. Yeah,
because he's like the heel life. You remember the character from The Natural?
of course. Oh,
Remember he
dude,
could.
The Natural's one
Yeah.
of those movies where if it's
Oh,
on, and I surf by it, I'm like, well, I guess I'm done. I can't
oh,
not watch it.
it's the best baseball movie that's serious. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
Major League is the best funny baseball movie,
Bull
but
Durham is great too.
Bull Durham is great too. I think Bull Durham is somewhere in between those two.
Okay,
You know, I think it's like in
I
terms of
love
like
Major
what,
League. Don't get me wrong, I
yeah.
love it.
Like I think it goes natural, Bull Durham, Major League. They in the
Wild thing.
I mean, it's
It's
a
so
crowd
good.
pleaser. Oh, it's a crowd pleaser. You know what's funny? If you watch Slapshot, you can
Oh,
see like how much
so
they stole from
yeah,
Slapshot.
yeah,
That fucking movie
so good.
is and I don't even fuck with hockey to be honest. I like
Okay,
hockey when there's fights and stuff, but that movie, oh my
it's
god,
CM Punk's
Slapshot.
favorite movie.
Is it? I don't
Yeah,
blame him.
it.
Slapshot is as good as it is, as much as people like it. It's underhated. That I watched it recently again, and I was like, God damn, this fucking movie is good.
If I'm not
Oh,
wrong, it used to be his avatar on Twitter.
I, yeah, it should be. That movie is fucking unbelievable. God, the Hanson brothers can't be beat. The Hanson
Yeah,
bros.
it's pretty great. I haven't seen Slapshot in a while.
Okay,
Okay,
you being from New England,
yeah,
because they're like a shitty minor league hockey team from New England,
right. Yeah, no,
and they
I just
go,
it's just been a minute since
but you
I
will,
remember the scene where they go down the box and you slap everybody and
yeah, 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 yeah. But you will trip out on the locations and stuff, like the shitty towns that they go through and stuff. Oh,
nice,
it's
nice,
unbelievable.
nice. Okay, we were talking about it before.
This is
What
tough
do you
stuff.
think? What do you
This
think?
was well, okay. So I'm of a couple minds about this. I was rooting for Whitaker. Um, I was very disappointed that this happened to Whitaker.
Right.
However, the other part of myself was like, who the fuck wants to see Whitaker and Izzy again, you know? So the other part of me was like, the silver lining is we get this bad blood, fucking dramatic, exciting, fucking, soap opera with these guys, you know? So it was like, okay, well, it sucks that he won, but the good news is that we get this like WWE level of fucking bullshit attached to this one.
I kind of I was like Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! 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 Rob! 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 Rob. I'm a
It's hard.
massive Whitaker fan, like a
And
massive,
and
and I
and
have
no,
nothing against Dricus. And I was there in on Fight Island when he got to the UFC. I'm just a massive Whitaker fan.
I understand. And he's another one, different personality than Moreno, but in the same way, you don't meet people who hate Whitaker.
Right.
You just don't. No one has something negative to say about Whitaker.
Right.
Even if you're not a super fan, you're still like, yeah, I like the guy, you know?
People got
So,
mad that he like got injured and had to withdraw from some fights. That's the worst thing they
oh,
could
big
say.
fucking deal, you
That's the
know?
worst thing they
But
could say.
that people who get mad about that is gonna get mad about anything, you know what I mean? That's not someone you give a fuck about their opinion anyway.
Right.
But a heel fight fan, you gotta love the guy, you know? For many different reasons. His attitude, he's a respectful guy, good looking kid, friendly, and then fights like a fucking dog, and then also is skilled as fuck, and another Hall of Fame type guy, but he never helps people the wrong way. I mean, he's just good. He's a good ambassador for the sport, and he looked like a light skinned black guy, which is right up my alley, God. So what
Yeah.
are you gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He looks like a light skinned black.
You do.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. He does. And yeah, I always say that I met him, because I worked that show in Australia. I went to Australia when he won Tough Smashes. And yeah, so I've been a fan ever since then. Like I met him when he was still just like a young fighter in the organization. And he just grew into everything that you said he was. Yeah, like just one
Yeah.
of the most badass fighters
Look,
that you
you gotta
can't
love
miss
him.
his fights. Like so and so to me it was also and I wanted to get into retirement talk, and I guess he had, said now he kind of thinks he knows when he might retire or whatever. Like,
I think he's got more to give, personally.
I think so too. And sometimes people say that those kind of things, and I actually I didn't read what he said about when he would retire, but maybe it was like, hey, 3 years from now. I don't know, but he's just I just was surprised. I guess I just was surprised because of
Yeah.
if you do the quote unquote MMA math and you look at all the people Robert has beaten and then you look at all the people
Oh,
Dricus has beaten, they've been good, but they haven't been the same quality.
yeah.
But guess what? Dricus is peaking.
And look, for whatever reason, he wins. I mean, like he doesn't. I was looking at it. Boy, he looks fucking awkward. He almost looks like he's not at the level of the guys he's fighting because he looks so herky jerky that it looked amateurish at times, but it works. So you can't, you know, to sleep on that guy, it would be completely stupid. And I don't think that Whitaker was sleeping on him. And for as much as the shit that I don't like about the guy,
Yep.
I respect him as a fighter.
Right, right. Well,
So
and that's the thing because I was thinking to myself while I was watching him, right? I was like, I call him like frog footed. And I say that because I swim. I love to swim. And when I swim, I do the breaststroke and you do this kind of frog kick thing. And the
oh,
way
bad idea.
it's because he's always changing stance, right? So it's like his legs are kind of like out at this funny
Oh
angle.
yeah, yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And it
yeah.
looks,
And it looked flat. It looked
so it
flat
looks weird,
footed.
right? Yeah, like flair. And so like that's all I could
Not
think of in my head was like he's frog footed because he's going and because you could like kick out,
yeah.
and
It looks labored. It doesn't look beautiful at all. But it works. You know what I
right,
mean? Like, remember when the Dean of Mean Keith Jardine? He would win a lot, and he looked fucking he looked jerky and herky jerky.
right.
But if it works, it works. So, and I'm sure that some of that shit is what make him hard to fight because it is strange the way he come at you.
Right, and Ben Rothwell as a heavyweight, same thing. Where people were like, "How do you trade for Ben Rothwell?" They're like, "The dude's so awkward." Like, what?
I mean, back to the NBA. When you see that guy Jokic, who is like, look, he's arguably the best fucking player in the league. The guy can't jump over a dollar bill. He looks slow. He shoots like the jump shot like Bill Cartwright. everything he does looks like, how can this guy be good? And he just carves you up. He got 50 points and 20 rebounds and I don't know, 20 assists. It don't look beautiful, and it's the most beautiful thing in the world. So some people is just different, and some people is just it defies explanation, because on paper it looks like Whitaker should fuck him up,
Right.
and he don't, and I feel like that's how all of Duplessis opponents have looked like they should beat the guy, and
Right.
he ended up winning. So it can't just be luck. He's doing something high, it just don't look the same as you used to.
Right. So, okay, so with that said, it was heated between him and Izzy.
You think? Yeah, it was. I think that maybe we should, maybe if we want to say, you want to bring in the listeners or the viewers into the comments,
For sure.
because I feel like a lot of stuff is gonna come up, and I feel like we might as well address this stuff, so
Well,
you can.
here's somebody's got a take. The Ender Band says Izzy is annoyed because he's kind of hoed himself out in terms of his nationality and culture, and he's insecure about it. So now he's taking the bait.
Okay, fair enough. What else?
Um, but Ender Band is saying it's also a smart play by Dricus,
Uh-huh. Okay.
right?
All right, so let's go to that. Let's go. Well, okay, go ahead.
Okay, and then somebody says that Omega saying clearly DDP's family lived during apartheid. I bet he had servants.
That I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate.
Melon Juice thinks we're hating on Dricus. We're not hating on him. Like I said, I met the guy on Fight Island. He was really
Yeah.
nice. Like I'm not hating on
So
Dricus.
what I think, what I see happening here, and so okay, let me get into this.
So he's saying Izzy is, according to himself, Kiwi, Chinese, and
Yeah,
African.
let me get into this, okay? Now, um, and this might be a function of people not understanding or knowing the history of South Africa, and knowing the history of apartheid or Dutch, the Dutch that came there and
Right,
colonized and all of that good stuff,
right,
but the experience for a black African in Africa versus the experience for a white Afrikaner in South Africa is a very different experience. Okay, and for Izzy's family to have to pick up and leave their country
right,
was not because things was going great there, was not because
right.
things was, there was, some reasons why that had to happen. Okay. So, and through no fault of Izzy's
Right.
a child. Okay. Being forced to, he's just swept up in the mix, your
Yep.
parents get divorced, whatever the fuck happens with your
What
parents,
are
you're
you gonna
going
do?
along for the high. Now, they was going to go to America, but 9/11 was happening. And so instead, they moved to fucking New Zealand. It was the whole of the dice, okay? Now, this is where this fucking guy lived, and this is where he learned how to fight and stuff like that. So that's where he come from. He represents the country that he live at, okay? So you gotta understand that, okay? Um, but much like someone, let's say an African American who grew up in this country and then want to be in touch with their identity of where they come from, like in the same way as an Italian American want to wear an Italian gold chain horn or whatever, or want to say, yeah, I'm Italian. Maroon, I'm Italian. Okay? They want to have their roots. They want to have they want to be, as even though they grew up in fucking Queens or they grew up in Brooklyn, Sheepshead Bay, they want to be associate with, they want to have the Sunday gravy. They want to have the culture, the stuffs that
Yeah.
come with that, the songs, the wedding songs, all
This is
that kind of
Paulie.
stuff.
This is Marie. This
Yeah.
is
This is Paul Jr. This is, yeah.
Marie.
They were all named
And
Paulie and
there's your
Marie. Yeah.
Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Or
Anyway,
the
so
bingo.
you have Irish people. They want to have the Irish bars. They want to have they corned beef and cabbage on St. Patrick. They want to have a chachu of a shamrock, but they grew up in Boston or whatever, you know.
Right.
Now, this man have a pride in his hoots. Okay. Now, cut to um, a person who is from people who came to Africa and exploited the place and enslaved and then subjugated the citizens there and had them under a system of apartheid, which I don't know if people even know what these days. I don't know what people even know or don't know, but they have them under a system where they are beyond second class citizen, you know, similar to civil rights movement in our country, similar to Jim Crow,
Right.
but that shit went to up into like 1989, 90. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's not a long time ago. So you have a person who you would think, being a white fucking South African person, a white African, might want to walk on eggshell, might want to be a little more considerate, might want to be, deferential, but instead he's going to double down and go, I'm the hero African. These black guys, they ain't African. I'm an African. The level of, at the very least, the level of tone deafness is staggering. But at the worst, it's this, it's disgusting. Okay, and it's vile, and it is like it hurt me the wrong way, and I'm not even African. Okay,
Right.
so for him to take a shot at all those African champion and stuff and try to dismiss the Africanness
Their
and stuff like that,
heritage.
being a fucking white guy is, I mean, if you can't see that, I don't know. I think you're playing stupid.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
Nah,
And he,
it's beyond the, not a good look.
yeah, because he said what he and who's the other? It wasn't Tempa Garimbo. No, it wasn't Garimbo because he lives in the U.S. now. It was that he said he and somebody were the only true African fighters because they still live there. And like he dismissed Sadiq Youssef, he dismissed Kamaru, he dismissed all these And I was like, yeah,
And like, even if there was never such a thing as apartheid and he wasn't like
right,
a South African white person, it
yeah,
would still be fucked up. But when you put that on top of it,
yeah. But it,
it's almost like a German person saying something like anti-Semitic.
I know, but are you? I mean, who
Huh.
was at the fights the other night. It's not like
Well,
it's
whatever.
not.
That is what it is. That is what
But
it
that's
is.
what I'm
But I'm
saying. So
just saying.
that's it's fertile ground for
Yeah.
Dricus.
So for people to not understand, so that's what we're dealing with when we're talking about why Izzy was fucking pissed off about that. Okay.
Uh huh.
Um, I understand that.
Yeah, they're
And
saying
another thing, you want to know something? Here's another thing that give you a clue into that guy. You
Cameron
know,
Simon. They're saying is the other one. That's
oh, okay, I don't even know who the fuck that is. But let me tell you something. Another should clue you in on something. You know, there's a language that
uh huh.
was created by those colonizing South Africa, Dutch in South Africa. You know,
Yeah.
they had their own language. It's called Afrikaans.
Right.
Okay, and it's like the language of the oppressor. You know. Now, it's not Dutch. It's not. I mean, it's a bastardized Dutch.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
and it's specifically of that time. Okay, that shit has been completely phased out. You know what I'm saying? That's like a dying language. You know,
Right.
and you see when he was um, talking after the fight into the camera, he was using that Afrikaans. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like it's kind of like, well, I guess maybe you could equate that with like the colonial flag, the not colonial, the fucking Confederate flag or something, being like, no, it's just about tradition or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like there's certain stuff where you can play stupid. You can play stupid
But the
like
times have
what
changed.
he live in New Zealand. What
Yeah.
I wasn't. I'm just saying I'm African. That's playing stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
And I get it in the sense, yeah, he turned himself into a contender by doing that because he pissed off people
well,
so much.
exactly. The heel
So
turn.
yes, in that way, it's smart in that
Yeah.
way,
Yeah.
but at the same time, yeah. So you wanted to hub Izzy the wrong way, while you succeeded, and that's
Oh, you froze up.
okay.
You froze up. Are you there? You said you wanted to
I'm
rub
here.
Izzy the wrong way, and
You succeeded.
yeah. Well, yeah. To me, the bad thing is that people who might have been a fan of him because of his fighting style. Look, I think if you beat Robert Whitaker, you're gonna impress a certain amount of people and be like, okay, okay, I guess you're better than I maybe gave you credit, right? So maybe you win some people over with your fighting, but then that might be a divisive thing to keep leaning into that, and it's just like
Well, he no, but he's gonna have a lot of look. He is gonna anybody who's like, for instance, anybody who's a fan of Trump, they're automatically gonna love that guy.
for sure.
So he's got all those people. So
Yeah,
what? How many people? He's got at least 10 million fucking
yeah,
people
yeah.
that's gonna be die hard for him. And
Right.
anybody who, let's say isn't a fan of black folks or whatever, they're gonna like him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
It
it
was
is what it
smart for him to
is.
do it.
And
Yeah.
if he don't mind being looked at like that guy, they gonna he then good for him. I don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever.
But some people in the comments are saying like that they're like, oh, you're being too harsh about DDP. They're like, he just answered the question. The journalist just
Ah,
said something about like, taking the belt to Africa or whatever, and it's just that he
ah,
answered it, not that he.
sure, sure. Yeah, we live in a vacuum. Nothing, not everybody's all equal and nothing. There's no such thing as and nobody should worry about any of that kind of stuff. The history of anything or
Yeah, it's just
apartheid and nothing like that. Now that has
it's
no
just
bearing on
sucks.
nothing.
Because I literally today, and you guys can see a little clip of it on my Instagram. Today I did an interview with Davey Grant, who is like the nicest guy, right? It's Davey Grant, right? And all his fights are badass. The dude has 5 fight night bonuses. You know what I mean? Like he just
Hmm.
throws down. He's fighting in England next week. I'll be there. I'm so excited. Like he's just a great guy. And we were talking today about, like trash talk and stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, I get it. And I'm there for, hype the fight. And we were just laughing because it's like, you can't trash talk him. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
what would you even say or whatever like that? But
sure.
it is part of it. And, yeah, it's a smart angle to sell
Yeah, and
yourself.
to
I mean,
to be honest, here's what I'm saying here. I don't think that he should be sanctioned or something for saying that shit.
right.
He's looking out for himself, okay? And he's a certain type of guy. I don't. That's fine.
Yeah.
The funny thing is though, when you poke a fucking bear and then he get upset about it and he come at you and say some other disrespectful shit to you, then you're gonna be like, oh, he's racist. It's easy. Everybody can see, and people don't have a problem saying that Izzy is racist.
Right.
Okay? But you're picking and choosing when you're saying that the fucking shit that Duplessis is saying have nothing to do. It's like the only best way I could say it is the kind of person on social media who says like, why should there be a Black History Month? Why we can't have White History Month? It's at best you're a complete fucking idiot. At worst, you're a fucking you're an asshole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's interesting. And this is not a political show, and we'll move on to other stuff. But I was listening to a story, a thing today, and they were talking about like, yeah, like equity and equality and stuff like that. And it's like, you got to recognize when some people haven't had a fair shake, and you just have to recognize that some things
Look, the
haven't been
history
equal.
the
Some
history of
things haven't been equal, and people are sensitive to it, and maybe you should maybe just talk crap about the fights and stuff instead of like
but again,
I don't know.
I
I don't know.
I think he have a height to say he
For
had
sure, he
every
can say
height in the
whatever he
world
wants.
to say what he said.
Right.
That's fine. I have the height to not like it, and
Yeah.
Easy have the height to not like it. And if he feel like it, he can retaliate and say some distasteful shit back if he feel like it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now the reason why, I mean, why you think he got all his pennies up in a bunch? Because it was fine what he said. Why
Right.
why you think Easy was
Right. Why would he get
shaking?
that heated?
He
Right.
was shaking mad. Why you think that is?
Yeah.
You think
Because
that
it's
Duplessis was not aware of that when he said it? Were we talking about Duplessis before that?
right. Right. Yeah, no, there I know I'm very I have thick skin and there's, I've taken a lot of BS, but I definitely know. Like there are some things some people could say to me and I would rip their head off.
And you know what the thing is like people is people play stupid in this situation. Like all
Yeah.
he said was, "Look, if you look, what is he wrong? He have a New Zealand passport." It's like when people play stupid on this one. I'll give you another one. Gay pride? Why can't we have a straight pride? Now,
We got to
uh, uh, uh,
we got
um,
to move on.
no, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I know what you're saying.
Either you completely, you're just dumber than a fucking hawk, or you're just trying to be a fucking asshole.
Right. I'm going to just move on because it's like that can be too heated.
It
But
is what it
how
is.
about our former guest Dan Mother Kraken Hooker?
He came
Now,
correct.
he's been posting pictures of his x-rays. So he's got like a broken jaw and orbital. It looked like maybe it was cracked here and here. And he's like, just a scratch. And then his arm is broken. He's like, another scratch or whatever. Like, come on.
Hey, look, well, I like that because he don't make any excuse. He's just like, look, it's not about that.
He's amazing. I know, like, like this
That was
fight
a
was,
dangerous fight too.
dude, very.
Super dangerous fight,
Yeah,
man.
Jalen's good and those long ass arms and this and that. Like,
They they do not do Dan Hooker any fucking favors. I'll tell you that
right,
much.
right.
That fucking
Seriously.
kid earns everything he got. Cause boy, oh boy, I mean that kid that he fought, he is the future. I mean, look,
Totally.
that kid's gonna be around for a long time.
Right. Oh,
Um,
yeah.
boy, having to keep fighting like the creme de la fucking creme of everybody. I mean, my goodness, they just
Yeah.
don't give him a break.
He never gets
You
a
know,
break. He never gets a break. And so obviously now he'll be out for some time because, you're not going to heal up from that stuff immediately. Which sucks because, he was kind of saying how he wants to, he's like really going to make a run for it again and still believes he has so much in him. But obviously now he's going to be out for quite some time. Yeah.
absolutely. But you
Yeah.
know what? Maybe he need that. Let him hang out with his kids and stuff like that.
But yeah, Juan Walker just saying he's a beast. And that Juan, you're saying you didn't see him beating him. Like that's the thing because Jalen's really good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah. Okay, so like I said, there was also, and I know this was one that you were interested in. We didn't get the fight that we were expecting because Trayshawn Gore got injured, but we did see. Hold on.
Oh, Bo Nickel.
Yeah, hold on a second. Yeah.
Listen, Bo
Against
Nickel.
Jamaican Mr.
Listen,
Woodburn. Mr.
Bo
Woodburn was
fucking.
kindling,
Let me
kindling
tell you
on
something.
Saturday night.
Let me tell you. Bo Nickel, boy.
This kid,
He
he's good. It's
is
going to be a problem.
he's a very big problem, and it's funny because his hustling. Look, I mean, his striking is just looking better every time. But I'll tell you what, if his striking get any better, and you put that with the fact that you have to worry all the whole time about his takedowns, I mean, And the fact that he's not afraid to throw leather like
Right.
that. I mean, he's like a born champion.
And he's a
I mean,
unit. Like, yeah, he's built for this.
yeah, and you know what? Also, the cabbage piece. It's a steel trap. So
Well,
it doesn't take a genius to say this kid is a future champion. If he don't get hurt or fucking get whatever, I don't know what. But yeah, if everything keep going the way it's going, he's gonna be a champion someday.
I couldn't
He's
agree
just
more.
too
And
good. He's too good.
yeah, I did do an interview with him before the fight. So
I saw.
if you guys missed it, go back and look at it still. Because even though it was talking about Trey Sean, we talk a lot about just like his, coming up in wrestling and everything he learned from then, what his goals are in the path, the fact that, he's not in a hurry necessarily get there and, his favorite wrestling movies. We talk about a lot of stuff. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, people should definitely, if you didn't see it, it's definitely still worth checking out,
Yeah,
for sure.
check that. Check
For
that
sure,
stuff.
for sure, for sure, for sure. Okay, so I'm curious now then what we think. Let's do Chidi's choice because it's Saturday. I'm working on Saturday for Holly Holm versus Maida Bueno Silva. Shitara is her nickname. Obviously right now the bantamweight title is vacant because Amanda is gone. I know Rocky Pennington thinks that she and Juliana Pena should fight for the vacant title.
I'm not mad
Holly,
at that.
neither am I. Holly Holm, obviously, though, is somebody that
Ooh,
has been winning lately and is a
ooh.
name brand. You know what I mean? And
Okay, fair
you
enough.
obviously understand why they might want to put her in
Fair
there, but
enough.
she's a little older now, and so maybe I don't know.
I'll put
But
it to you this
anyway,
way. It would be fair if they gave Holly Holm the chance,
for
but
sure,
let's say she's not a Festivities alumni,
right?
so I'm always gonna go for Festivities
Pennington,
alumni.
yeah, yeah. For those who don't know,
But
Rocky was on
to
with
be
us,
fair, yeah, to be fair, yes, that makes sense.
right? But Rocky is awesome, yeah. So she was on with us. She's
Hockey
such a
is
cool girl.
fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I
Even
know.
though she's a staunch lesbian, she still was not immune to Uncle Henachi's charms. That goes a
I
long way with me.
You
That
did
goes
get
a
her to
long
blush a
way,
couple
Carol.
times. I will contest.
Okay? In another life, me and her are Carol.
Attest, not contest. Attest.
Oh, God. What kind of AIDS chest? Uh, a pregnancy
In
chest.
another life, you and Rocky, she would
Yeah.
bulldog choke you. She would just toss you, do that little.
Hey, let her try. I don't mind that one.
Yeah. Well, if not Rocky Juliana, because what did she have? A shoulder? Was it a shoulder injury, elbow
Don't
injury?
remember.
I forget what it is that kept her out of the
Yeah.
the trilogy fight. Um, Depending, I guess, on the timeline for her return, and what happens on Saturday, perhaps then we get, you know, yeah, the contenders for the vacant title. But let's see what Chidi thinks. Hello, and welcome to another edition of Chidi's Choice. Today, the Festivities bearded dragon mascot is choosing the UFC Vegas 77 main event between former champ Holly Holm and Maida Bueno Silva. Now, what we do is we put Chidi down. He is a bearded dragon lizard. We put him down in front of a couple of piles of arugula. But first, we randomize the names. Now, Chidi did correctly pick Pantoja last week, and he also did correctly pick Volkanovski. So, he's coming in hot this week. We will see what he thinks, but we put Chidi down and he makes his choice. Okay. Chidi believes that. Holly Holm will pick up the victory. We shall see. We shall see.
Hey, listen.
Safe bet.
Yeah, that's not hard to go on a limb. Where'd that come from, Paul?
That's just it. Sorry, there's a fly in here. It's just that
Oh, oh, you got a flies in your house. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
it's because I have my balcony open before.
Now you have a hoaches in there too.
I don't. Well, there.
Oh,
What
you
kind?
have your hoaches and you have your hats.
No, I don't have roaches. I don't have roaches.
You live in the African area. Speaking of
I
African,
do actually.
uh,
I
you
thought
live
the
in
other day.
Ethiopia.
I only realized this the other day. I was like, derp. I should go hang out in some of those African restaurants and meet
You sure
myself
should.
a nice
Yeah, you can get an
Young.
African man. And they drink that honey wine. You ever had that honey wine?
Yeah, I've had it. I only ate
Oh,
over there, I think, like once in an Ethiopian place.
oh. I mean, you gotta do some research though because there's so many of them. You can
Yeah,
go to the wrong one.
the wrong one. I think Rosalind's is one that's really well known, and
Oh,
that's the one that in
Hazelland? I don't
Insecure,
know.
in the show Insecure, they talk about Rosalind's.
Yeah, but maybe they coasting on the happy taste, you know.
I don't know.
You gotta find out from some heel Ethiopians what's the
Right.
places to go, you know.
Well, yeah, and I can. I mean, yeah,
But
I can just walk up and
that
down and
food is
eyeball them too.
oh,
They're real close
that
by.
food is incredible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, so here's the thing um, with that said, yeah, a lot of people, Holly is 41, I believe, and a lot of people are just sort of
You
like,
never
see,
say
the
a
thing is,
woman's age.
the haters think she's had too many chances.
Okay, but fair enough. But listen, she's still always in the fucking mix though, so it's not her fault. Like she haven't she only ever sleeps on a banana peel once, you know what I'm saying? And it's always true like the best person out there. So you know, sorry, but you know, she's still relevant. You know, too bad. You gotta beat her, you know what I mean? Then I don't know what else to say, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, well, what are
It,
you gonna do about it? Like, make her
You
go
know what
away
it's
then?
like? It's like Whitaker, okay? So if you don't like Whitaker for whatever reason, well, too bad. He's always relevant because he lost that one, and then he'll come back and he'll fucking destroy somebody, and then he'll be
Right.
hyped back in the mix, and it's not his fault that he's good, you know.
Exactly.
Holly
Exactly.
Holm stays good, you know. She can't get over the hump sometime against like one fucking person, you know what I mean? It's like,
Right. No,
you
exactly.
know,
She's only,
fuck.
yeah, exactly. And honestly, back in the day when she lost, like after the championship and she lost a few in a row, she was, I believe, going through a lot of personal things outside of the octagon that
Mm.
really, like bled into that. And I think then there was another fight that like she took too soon. You know what I mean? To try to like stay busy and keep her mind off of things like
Mm.
that. And
And that
so
thing where she was stalking with me, and I had like a stalking me, and I had like
So
a
I'm saying
restraining order against her.
I don't know if that was it, but I
Yeah,
think that she is just in a place of such better consistency now. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah,
yeah. Look,
make her go away.
the only knock I can ever say about her is
Hmm.
sometime she plays a game plan too safe.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I will say about her. But talent wise, toughness wise, whatever, there's nothing you can say about the girl.
Well, she sticks to. You can tell she'll stick to a game plan, and sometimes the
Yeah,
game plan is too much stick and move, and it's just frustrating for people. But
yeah,
she
and
added
I
a
get
lot
it.
more wrestling lately. She does a
Yeah,
lot more takedowns. But
and I get
Maeda
why
Buen-
people, you know, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I say I get why people can be, you know, certain people don't have the people like us is like super fans slash we know what the fuck we're looking at in every aspect. So we don't get bored by stuff that bores the shit out of people, you know?
Right.
Like for instance, when Wonder Boy fight Darren Chill, there's a lot of part where there's no action. But if you know how high level what they're doing is, you see the chess match going on, you know, and it's exciting, but it's just different than watching a blood and guts, you know, slobber knocker, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
So
and
this
I
is
get it, you know, I get some, of course. What don't we want to see everything to look like? God, what was some of the fights? I feel like there was a couple of those in this past card here.
Oh yeah. Well,
What
this
was?
last. Well. Oh well. Like slobber knockers. You mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, the
aside
Hooker
from
Turner fight was a total slobber
yeah,
knocker.
yeah, shit like that. I mean, fuck. And then also, I want to say
Pantoja
Moreno and
Moreno was
yeah. I mean, those you're not always gonna get those, you know.
right.
Like, you know,
Right.
it can't all be that, you know.
Right.
But yeah, and that's why those are special, you know. I understand. I understand.
Exactly. So right now Holly's number 3, and Maeda is number 10. So
Okay.
it could be title shot for Holly if she wins, if depending on how the timing and math works out. And Bueno Silva would probably need another fight over a top contender. You know. So yeah, yeah. Yeah. Let's see. I was gonna ask you then. There was a couple of other things. Wait, I gotta look at my. I prepared all these
Can
things.
I say something? I got a bone. I got
Please
something
do.
stuck in my
Please
craw.
do.
There was a couple. I love our fans.
Uh huh.
And there was a couple stuffs where people is still not quite understanding what I'm saying. I saw some comments that was like, when
Oh,
it comes
about
to
Dricus.
yeah, the Izzy stuffs and things like that, and they didn't still understand the analogy about like the Black history. And someone
Uh
said
huh.
something about like why, oh, it's weird when any culture celebrate too much or whatever, whatever. A lot of people, and some people just don't understand, and that's okay. And you have to understand that some people like is not in this country is not celebrate. You know what I mean? There's a reason for, why is there no straight pride parade? Because essentially every fucking parade is a straight pride parade aside from the gay pride parade. You know what I'm saying? The gay, I'm not a gay man, but if I was a gay man, and I was trying to live my life, and people was trying to get me not to live my life, and to take away my heights and stuff. I understand you're going to a parade to go, well, I'm going to be surrounded with people who say that I'm not a piece of shit and I'm not going to
Right.
hell or whatever, and they trying to say I exist,
Right.
get together with each other
And
and say,
acknowledge
hey,
their existence and
hey, we okay or
acknowledge.
whatever. Now again, it's no, I don't have a dog in that fight
But you
except
understand
for
how a lot of people feel
ex
like, who
yeah,
cares who you're sleeping with? Just leave it at home.
yeah, except for the fact that, hey, listen, if you can fuck with somebody else for what they want to do, you're gonna start fucking with me for whatever the fuck I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a fan, you can't just like human heights, or you can't just like
Some
uh,
human
um,
rights.
freedom of speech, when it's you freedom to say
I
shit.
was just gonna
You
say,
also
right? You
gotta
can't be
like.
selective about it. It's got to
So
be
let's say even if I was like ooh about gay stuff, but I gotta say to myself, yeah, but in order for me to have my freedom, they gotta have their freedom. You understand?
right.
And a lot of people want to act like everything is equal and there's no such thing as history. And you might say, well, why don't those black guys, why they don't come on? It's 2023. What That's ancient history. Why they still caught up in that? But those same people, if you ask them why they proud to be American, the history of America, what we did to the British, they're always saying we kicked those British out. We did this, and we won the World War II, and we did this, and we and us and we and all this shit.
Right.
You didn't do shit. Okay? You didn't do a goddamn fucking thing. And when you're celebrating 4th of July and all that stuff, and America and all that, great. But you didn't do shit. You
Right.
understand? But yet you making an identity out of that, and you're saying us, me, we, and you're taking all the good stuffs. Okay? But then if somebody is holding on to pain and stuffs that affect them in a certain way
Right.
throughout their fucking whole history of their family,
You're
they
mad.
gotta get over it.
Right.
It was a long time ago. Well, guess what? The Revolutionary War was a long time ago. Okay? And guess what? World War II was a long time ago. The Great Generation. You didn't do
Right.
shit. Okay? Nothing. Nothing that the United States accomplished did you do any. Okay?
Yeah.
So people want to hold on to the history of stuff that make them look good and feel good, but they want to forget the shit that don't.
Yeah.
But there's certain people who can't forget that because they still feel the hippos of that shit, whether they like it or not. Okay?
Right.
So that's why it don't exist in a vacuum, and that's why history fucking matters to people. Okay?
Yeah.
So if you're questioning, well, why can't you know, think about all the shit that you attach yourself to that you had not that you wasn't in, you wasn't in slavery, whatever.
Right.
But think
Well,
about
and
the
the
shit
other
that
thing,
you
I mean,
attach
some
yourself
people
in. True.
haven't ever. I mean, if you're a white person, you don't know what racism feels like if it hasn't happened to you.
Well,
Like, So
I think any
certain
human
people have
being.
experienced it and have a different feeling.
Well, I think that any human being knows what it's like to feel racism. So because white people know what it's like to feel racism from non-white people,
Oh,
for
I guess
sure.
they feel it
The
like people
the
complain
difference
that the
is
people, yeah.
the difference is when you live in certain systems that on top of all of our races, all of our shitty behavior, our individual shitty behavior that we all susceptible to is one thing. But when you have certain stuffs that have been in baked into the cake of the fucking system, that's when the shit is that's when the shit is different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? So I hope that people can get past the well, as I get emotional, but get past the emotional feelings you have about and just think, yeah, I mean, maybe there's some shit in other people's experience that you kind of don't understand. I don't know what it's like to be gay. I don't know what it's like to be a woman. I don't know what it's like to be a lot of different stuffs. Okay, so I can't sit here and pretend that I know what it's like. And maybe I'll be better off if I don't have to take everybody's word for everything, but I might want to keep one ear peeled and try to understand or listen to somebody else, and maybe you learn something. You know?
Well, speaking of emotional, Robbie Lawler retired. We don't have
Mm.
B-roll from him, unfortunately, on that. But he retired today. Kevin Lee posted his
I was
retirement
surprised. I
on
was surprised
Instagram.
about that one.
The same night, though, Robbie on Saturday night, Jimmy Crute did. And I don't know if
Wait
people.
a second, though. Jimmy Cruz, there's an asterisk next to that one.
I know. I was going to read what he wrote because
Oh,
I
okay.
find it very interesting. So
I
for
I I'm into I like what he did. That was courageous to me.
I know that's why I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
I think all of us here. I mean, we could do a whole show just dedicated to like how much of a badass is Robbie effing Robbie Lawler. You know what I mean? Like we all love him. I have loved him
Yeah.
since forever. He's one of the guys that I've known the longest since when I started covering MMA in
It's almost hard to
2007 and
believe
stuff.
he was even still there.
Yeah,
How long he'd been there.
yeah, and so he to me just was like one of my first favorite fighters. You know what I mean? In terms
Yeah.
of just his style, and he was such a nice guy. And I remember one time he was so he was so mellow and he just always kept to himself. And but I remember covering a Strikeforce show up in San Jose, and it was the Marriott Marquis. If anybody ever went to any of those or covered any of those, they know it was the hotel that everybody was always in, and all the fighters were hanging out in the lobby, and we all stayed at this place. And I remember sitting in the lounge or whatever, just having a drink or whatever, and Robbie came over and like sat down. And I remember I was like so happy because he's such a nice guy. And it was just one of those times where you just got to kick back and talk to him without it being an interview, without it being, you know what I mean, some like formal thing or whatever. And it was just really nice to get to know him. He's just a really nice guy, and I've just always liked him. And then, yeah, just a complete freaking savage. So,
Yeah, I met the guy before. He's the most unassuming. You can't even imagine him being a fighter if you didn't know any better.
yeah,
And
yeah,
what struck me too is his hands. Like his hands, a lot of fighters have some grizzly hands.
right,
His hands was like small, and I mean was not like they're very just he don't have like even a fighter's hand.
right,
They don't have
right,
those big knuckle and all that kind. It was just
right. That's
and
the
then
thing.
you
He's
think of
actually like a more
how
gentle
tough.
person than you think. Like, yeah,
He's very sweet and very nice and kind of all shucks a little bit. And just to think about what an animal he is, I pity the fool who would not know who he is and fuck with that guy and check his kindness for the weakness.
well, right. And here's the thing, though. Anakin Skywalker saying they feel bad for Nico, hybrid Nico Price. Hope he bounces back. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had said that at the top of the show. Like, it's one of those things where I said, thank you, Nico. Like, thank you for being the nail on Saturday because
Wow.
you gave you. I mean, let's be honest. You gave us the finish for Robbie Lawler that everybody wanted, and it sucks
And
that
he
you
didn't
had
try
to
to
be
give
the
it to
guy
him.
to give it to him. But
Yeah.
like,
And he
that's
didn't try
exactly what we
he
wanted.
didn't try to give it to him. He tried to beat his ass.
Hell yeah, he did. Nico's a badass. I'm a fan. Like I've interviewed him several times. Like he's a good dude. But
Well, that's what make what Hobby did more spectacular
right,
because they didn't throw him a bomb. They didn't
Yeah.
throw him another guy on his way out, whatever.
Yeah.
They threw him a guy that, I mean, there was a good chance he was gonna beat him. You know, I mean, I was a little worried. I said, "Oh, you know, it didn't look like they was doing him any favors."
No.
Hobby, you know,
Uh-uh.
that's a hard guy to beat
Yep.
for your fucking farewell fights, and for him to not only win but to knock him out. What the fuck?
With that
Exciting
sweet
stuff.
uppercut too, like ooh,
Exciting stuff.
ooh. That was
Yeah,
perfect. And it
crazy.
was
Storybook.
yeah. Just
Nico will
watching.
be fine. Nico will be okay. He'll be okay. He's a hard worker. He's talented. He's a beast. He's had a couple bumps in the road, but there's no shame in losing to a legend like that. You know.
You know Nico has 5 kids, if not 6 now.
I tried these guys. I tried. They don't learn from my mistakes. I died for their sins or whatever, and they still. Oh wow.
He
Keep
might
doing
have
it.
6 now, but yeah, Nico's a good dude.
Unbelievable. They taking his life for us, boy. You can see. Blame his kids, not hobby.
Oh God. Oh God. Yeah, I don't know, man. It was pretty wild.
Looks like it's just us now, I guess. Am I still here? What the fuck just happened?
My bad.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
make sure my settings are correct.
Oh, your settings.
Yeah, they are. Okay. Sorry, that was me. I hit the wrong button. Sorry.
Unfucking believable. Inexcusable. Unforgivable.
You should have heard me. I'm like, oh, Schnikey, maybe you could. Yeah.
It's okay.
No, oh, so that's what I was going to do. I wanted to read what Jimmy wrote because Jimmy Crute wrote something that was really honest and really, he's just and it's funny because I know, like, I work with Anthony Smith a lot and he really likes Jimmy. They fought and stuff like that. Yeah, I really like him. So this is what he wrote. I've had a bit to process that reaction after the fight. Just shows. Oh, wait, sorry. Let me start over.
What was? By
For
the
those who
way,
don't know,
what was his reaction though? That was the part I
him
didn't
taking
know.
off his gloves.
Okay,
So
okay.
he took his gloves
Okay,
off in the
yeah,
octagon. Sorry,
yeah,
I
yeah,
missed a
yeah, yeah.
period here. So he says,
Okay.
that's scary. You hate when girls say that, don't you? I missed a period.
Oh, I'm used to it
Okay.
at this
And
point.
take 2. I've had a bit to process. That reaction after the fight just shows how unhealthy my relationship has gotten with this sport. I have been obsessed with being in the UFC since I was 12 years old, and it has been my entire identity since I made the decision to chase this dream. I have a lot to address before I think about stepping back in there. Truth is, I don't even know who I am without all of this. I am
Mm,
going to take the time to find myself, do the therapy, and get myself right. I've needed to walk away from this unhealthy obsession for a while now.
mm,
That being said, deep down, I know that I am far from done. I'm going to step away for as long as it takes and do the work and then come back with a healthy and sustainable mindset toward this sport. How long that takes isn't up to me, but I look forward to the challenges coming up. Thank you to everyone that has reached out to check on me. I appreciate it more than I'm able to express.
mm.
Dude. So when you look at the comments too, from Bisbing, from Ross, Pearson, from
Hmm.
it's heavy, it's heavy.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, people in so many different walk of life, let alone fighters, can relate to that shit. Whatever is the pressure that you put on yourself, or your fucking family put on you, or whoever the fuck, all the demons, all the people you're trying to prove wrong from when you was a fucking little kid, whatever it is that's motivating you. At the end of the day, when you make your identity something that you don't have that much fucking control of, where it is based upon if you can win in the UFC or not, or if you're gonna get a certain acting part, or if you're gonna
Yeah.
win American Idol, whatever the fuck it is, and then either you the greatest person in the world or the biggest piece of shit. The roller coaster that your mind go through is like suicidal, and it's unhealthy. And thank God, thanks to my God, that that young man understood that now, And I give him credit for even having the foresight to think about that now at this young age. How old is this guy?
It's a good question. I feel like he's only like 27 now or something. He's
Yeah,
still
for
really
someone to
young.
understand that and not be spinning their wheels and grinding themselves to the bone till they fucking 50 and then finding that out, you know what I'm saying? Like for him to find that out now and acknowledge that publicly, I think he's so ahead of the fucking game, you know?
For sure. Well,
That shit will kill you
he's only, yeah, he's 27.
because
So even
that
if he
shit,
takes him 2 years,
whatever. Or how about this? Even if he never fights again and he finds something else in his life, that, oh, I don't have to be the king of the world. I don't have
hmm
to be better than the next fucking, or whatever the fuck it is that was motivated. He might go on a whole nother fucking journey. He
hmm
might go somewhere else he never even imagined and be
hmm
happier than ever. We don't know.
hmm
But whatever happens, the courage to even admit that, you know how embarrassing that is to admit,
totally.
like, I basically saying I'm so thirsty, I want this so bad that it's
Yeah.
killing me and I'm what it's fucking my head up and I need therapy. I mean, a lot of people wouldn't say one of those things, for fear of being judged by people.
Well, to your point, Mike Bisping says it's a cruel mistress, the fight game.
Yeah.
Don't feel like you can't compete. You've proven you can. Good luck in your return. Like, but I know Ross Pearson. He said, "I've been there, mate. If you need to talk, you've got my number." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just like people know, like, take your time. Everybody wishes him well, and there's a lot of people who understand, but at the same time, yeah, like, don't hurry back. Don't ever come back
Yeah.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do.
Absolute. I
Do
mean,
what you need to
and
do.
and this can happen in any walk of life. Like people might think, well, that's happening to him because like the fight game is so magnified, all this stuff. But
Mm-mm.
it could be anything. It could be, how many women I know that's not married that look at themselves like a loser because they didn't meet Mr. Height. No, or I'm just saying never even been
Yeah.
married. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
nobody
No, I know
wanted to
some
marry.
people who never
You know,
have. Right.
it's happed up in their identity. Or it could be a certain making a certain amount of money. Oh, I was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to make 450,000.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else in my family makes this much. They a doctor and a lawyer, but I only make this. Or whatever the fuck it is. Everything to do with what other people expect from you, and you impressing everybody. That shit is a mind fuck, and the sooner you realize that that's not, look,
Mm-hmm.
it's fine to make money, it's fine to have success, there's nothing wrong with that, but when you realize that that can't be the whole pie,
Right.
that have to be a slice of the fucking thing, it can't be your whole makeup, or else you can be anything that can be taken from you can will destroy you.
Yeah, you've got to be doing it for you, and because,
Yeah.
like, there's certain things that I know I want to do and I'm obsessed with doing because I truly feel that's what, like, I was meant to effing do this thing. Like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
meant to do it. Like, it has to happen. Like, I'm meant to do this. I'm supposed to have
Mm-hmm.
this thing. I'm supposed to get this goal. I know I am.
Mm-hmm.
And so I understand that, but it doesn't. So my identity is wrapped up in achievement, but it hasn't been it's not synonymous. Like what he was saying, like it was obsession. It was his whole thing since a childhood. Like that's very different.
Yeah,
And for him to
and
spend
it's
that
very
much of his life only on that is, yeah.
it's cut and dry. I mean, like with him, the results is all nothing in 15 minutes.
It's too
It's
much to
like
ask.
the world or
Right.
just death, and that thing is
Oof.
gonna snap your neck,
Yeah.
and it's a recipe for either alcohol abuse, suicide, pure fucking misery,
Mm-hmm.
fucked up relationships. I mean, there's so many stuffs when you when that's
Oh,
all you focused on.
no,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh yeah, when that's all you're focused on, that's and you can't control the outcome. If he could, then it wouldn't be a problem. But you can't control. He can't guarantee he's gonna win. He can't guarantee he's not gonna get clipped by the UFC. So, and if they do, and you dead, you lost without that, then what the fuck do you have in the first place? You got nothing. You know?
Yeah, well, didn't he use the word addiction in that whole thing? I mean, that's the whole that's the thing, and it is tough. Maybe he forewent personal relationships. Maybe he let a lot
I'm
of
sure he
things go.
did.
Maybe he didn't, cultivate other things in his life for this singular dream. Yeah, and luckily he's only 27 and has a lot of time to right the ship and figure it out and
Yeah.
do something completely different if he wants to, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
or come back to this. Like, it's actually a great time to have an awakening when you've already
Absolutely.
done something very, very, very significant with your life,
Yeah.
incredibly
Absolutely.
significant. So you can't feel like a loser. He should feel
Yeah.
like a winner.
Yeah.
He really should.
But he knows that he does feel like a loser, so he knows something's
Right.
wrong. So that's good. Good for him. Hey, look, he's ahead of the game. I did not understand that when I was 27. So, good for him.
Yeah, yeah. Well, VT saying they hope Kevin Lee goes back to medical school. That he was planning on being a
I
doctor
didn't know
before
he
he
was
was
in medical
fighting.
school. I never
I
knew
kind
that.
of vaguely remember hearing something about that, but I know he
Never
was
heard
happy when he
that.
was able to buy his mom a house and everything like that. Like, Kevin Lee is a nicer guy than people think. I know he's a punchline for a lot of people, and
Well,
I know a lot of people
in person,
gave
he's
it. I
more
know
nice.
he may have given people reasons not to like him or whatever, but he's a better dude than he gets credit for being, I think.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, 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 yeah. Like Anakin saying, "Look at Darren Till, starting his own promotion and the Gorilla Fight Club, and then eventually return in the future, or not." I mean,
Look,
Darren could do a lot of other things. He's got a lot of personality. He doesn't have to get punched in the face.
for sure, for sure. And the main thing is, no matter what you do, as long as it's not, you just can't have anything that you do as a career be the thing that you live or die with. It's
Right.
like, especially something that you don't own, like the
Right.
UFC. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I mean, there's so many other people that is pulling the strings. You're crazy if you put your whole self-worth in the hands of those people.
Yeah, that's why
You
I always
can't
kind
do
of,
that.
when people even like make their handle like so and so UFC, I'm always like,
Yeah, it's brutal. Yeah. Yeah.
careful, careful,
On,
careful.
I mean, let's put it to you this way, it's dangerous. And it's the same thing as, like, we all gonna experience this to one degree or another. For instance, you and I happen to be drop dead gorgeous, okay?
Uh-huh.
But one day, there will be a time that come. I don't know what age that will be. Let's say 90 or whatever. For me,
Right.
90. Where
I'm
I
already
can't even imagine
75,
this.
so
Exact. You're almost there. But one day, all of our, no matter how sexy we are or were, one day, sexy people is not gonna want to have sex with us.
right.
Okay?
I know.
And one day they're not gonna treat you if you
Feels like
drop
that's
dead
now
gorgeous.
though, and not.
Well, but let's be honest. But let's check us out of it. Check the hottest chick you can think of on Instagram. Me,
Yeah.
57 million followers, whatever the
Right.
fuck it is. Everybody flies her to Dubai, to Bali, to this, that, and the other thing. Everybody kisses her fucking ass. They pay her for doing nothing, whatever. That's all fine and dandy now. She's the king of the world, the queen of the world. There's gonna come an unfortunate time when, just as good as that is, she's gonna have to pay the piper. When, look at Madonna now.
She
I
did too
see
much
pictures of
plastic
her,
surgery.
and people who don't understand, who wasn't alive when she was in her heyday, cannot fathom how big Madonna was and how
She was so
sought after
massive.
and how relevant she was, and just everything about it couldn't. Everybody wanted to fuck her. Everyone
Yep.
wanted to be her. She was it.
Yep.
Now you see this person who's, I don't know what the fuck is going on with her. The plastic surgery, it looks all fucked up, and nobody gives a fuck what she's talking about. It's a imagine how hard that fall is, you know? So when that stops is what you are, and then it goes away, you are nothing. So it's great when it's happening, but boy, oh boy, are you fucked up when that shit is taken away, you know? So you gotta, I don't know, and it's a challenge. I'm not saying I have that mastered. I don't look forward to the day when you know 23-year-olds is hipping my tearing my clothes off down the street, and the paparazzi is follow me around all food.
Yeah.
But one day it's gonna come when I'm 97
What's your
for
favorite
2 weeks
foods?
before I die. For two
Yeah.
weeks, I'm gonna
For
have to
two
go
weeks,
through
you
that.
might not be the top story, but then
Okay,
once your
so
death happens,
I
you'll once again be
sweet
in the news.
misery. But I'll tell you one thing, okay? This will make you happy. This will make you so happy, okay, that this happened to me today. I was walking, so I had to take my doggy to the vet. It was hot though, okay. So she's old. She's an older
She
lady.
okay?
She's okay. She's okay, but we had to get her squared away over there. And then the thing is, when it's a little hot and we're walking far, I I needed to because I didn't have a lot of time to make it back here, but I also had to do some food shopping. So I had to go like take her to Whole Food afterward, like
Yeah.
on my way back. So I brought my big doggy backpack thing,
I was gonna say you didn't walk her through the store, did you?
No, I put well, most places I can go, Whole Food is bougie about it. They don't like it. So I don't feel like hearing
I
nobody's
don't
mouth.
love a dog in the grocery store, if I'm honest.
Or whatever. That's not. I'll tell you this. They're not touching the fucking food, and they're not going to get you sick. When I
I
see
get it.
people's
I
little
just feels
children,
like
when I see people's children, if dogs shouldn't be in there, children shouldn't be in there because they touching everything and they snotting they snotty nose, and that's who we're gonna get sick from.
I'm
So
just sure somebody would let their dog pee on something is the thing.
whatever, but I don't, and she's fine. She don't bother
I'm
nobody.
not saying Rudy dog
Any,
does.
anyway, so
Yeah.
so anyway, I'm dressed in like basketball shorts, sneakers, and a fucking Nas t-shirt, and then I got my fucking it's a big backpack because it gotta fit her.
She
Okay,
weighs like
so
35, 40 pounds?
she's like 25, 30.
Oh, okay.
So she got like so anyway, but I didn't need to put her in there until I was about coming, before I go into Whole Food.
Right.
So we go in there, and I see this Russian lady. We hide in front of the front door, and I see this Russian lady, like kind of chunky, older Russian lady, and she have a nice small dog that looked like almost like a smaller version of Hootie.
Hmm.
And so they sniffing each other, they getting along, and I'm being very nice to the doggy. And then the Russian lady look at me and she go, oh, and she start bringing her purse. And then she start homaging for some bills. She start faking them, and then she go, "You homeless." And I said, "Wait, what?" I said, "What the?" And I laugh. Wait. I go, wait. I said, "Homeless?" I go, "No, no." And then she was mortified, and she go like this. And I swear to God, look, I look like this. I look like this. I didn't look fucked up. Okay. So, but
Dude,
here's
that's
the thing.
hilarious.
Here, yeah, I knew you would like that. So she go, you homeless, like trying to offer me money. But it was such a sweet gesture
Bless her
that
heart.
it was such a sweet gesture that I tried to let off the hook as I didn't go, the fuck you talking about? You know what I mean? Like I didn't get, I just went, oh, no, 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 no. And then she goes, I thought because you have a backpack. And like she thought, it was one of those like this is all I have in the world kind of thing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like because to be honest, it's a comically big fucking backpack. It's like it looked like a like you going on K2 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like as if we
Does it have like aluminum, like structural things to hold it up?
not that, but it has some shit you
They
can
click
put
around
around here though. Okay. But the thing is, I was wearing clean stuffs, and Hootie had just had a bath the night before, so we didn't look like shit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but she's not a purebred.
Neither was her fucking dog. Okay, but here's the thing though. I was
And you're
dying.
not a
I was like,
purebred.
and that's true. But I was thinking to myself, oh, anybody, there's certain people who are gonna hellish this or whatever. So I gotta let them enjoy this while they can to get some degree of Schadenfreude of a old Russian lady thinking I'm fucking homeless, bro. She go like this. She go, you homeless.
You
I said, what god are you? And meanwhile, I was about to spend $10,000 on these fucking 2 bags of groceries in this fucking place. But anyway, you know what
oh
softened the
god.
blow later? What softened as I was walking home, going, "Oh God, are you? I'm not as slick as I once was, or whatever." But then a young man came up to me and was like, "Oh, Uncle Hanach, I love your show. I'm a big fan, or whatever." And I was like,
Oh,
"Now the
you're
everything is
restored.
high. Well, now the balance of the universe is restored."
Right.
It's like, God, are you less? I was like, say that louder for some of these fucking people who think I'm homeless, for God. But the way she said, "You're home." She goes, like not. She said, "You're homeless,"
Yeah.
like as if like there was height. Like I'm height in saying that you're home. Like she's like, "You're homeless."
You're homeless. Yeah.
Imagine if I'm such a piece of shit. I was like, "Yeah, I'm homeless." God. Now that's what I should have did. I should have went, "Thank you. You're so thank God bless you
But
for."
then you would go buy vodka with it to keep the circle of life.
I buy vodka. Yeah. I say
Well,
you're homeless.
you're homeless.
You're home. She goes,
You
and I
homeless.
thought
You
though. I
take.
said, you
You
know what?
homeless. You take.
So it was bittersweet though because I thought, well, at least she was gonna give the homeless guy something.
Good on
But I
her.
said, fuck, I homeless. Oh boy, you homeless. I thought I went to myself. This chick's the cake. She go, you homeless. I said to myself, what the fuck? You homeless. Uh, oh, it's come to this. I homeless.
I'm sorry. Well,
You.
Hanato, unfortunately, we are guestless. I did get
Oh,
an
it's
email.
okay. I figured that by now.
I got an email from his management saying, well, told it this was at 7 o'clock. I just didn't see it because he said he came up and he can't make it. But he was like, oh, can I get you somebody on short notice? But I don't want to do that kind of thing. I'd
This
rather
is not a
whoever I
feather.
guess is, I want them to get the
This,
full promotion of it and stuff. So,
this is not a feather in Walsh Harris' cap.
dude, it's fight week for him. So I knew when, honestly, I'm 100% honest here, when we set up this interview, that was, so from his manager, he was like, oh, do you want to talk to Walt? I was like, of course I want to talk to Walt. I want to talk to him regardless. Does he want to do, it'd be really fun if we could have him on Tuesday night. And so we knew that it was going to be trickier because it is fight camp. But when we offered that, he was like, yeah, for sure. I think, he definitely wanted to come on with us and hang. So, I can't ever, look at when they're fight camp and I know heavyweights don't have to cut, but there's a lot to it. And this is a very important fight for him. He's been out for a little
Yeah.
minute and I don't want to, having him was a bonus, but if something that he's got to do to take care of his fight prep,
Yeah.
that obviously
I'll
takes
tell you what. I'll tell you what. My rebuttal to this would be, tell us the night before, champ.
Okay, well, okay,
Tell us the night before, champ.
okay, okay. Yeah, but I was just talking with him earlier this afternoon, though, so that's why I don't think he could have told us yesterday because I don't think it was an issue yesterday.
Well, whatever. Hey, it is what it is.
No,
But
I'm
anyway,
bummed. I'm bummed. I'll see
hey,
him
listen,
Saturday.
whatever.
I'll see him.
Listen,
I'll see him. I'll see what happened. And,
it is what it is.
you know,
But okay, so back to better things about me being thought to be homeless or whatever.
that's
Have I ever told you the other fucking story that's like that? And it haven't happened to me since I think this was true. I think this was back in 2000. This happened to me.
what?
It's the only other time this happened. Did I ever told you that story?
I don't know what it is, so I can't tell.
So I had moved to LA. I didn't know a lot of people. I had met some girl, and we
Is
went
this
and
the
we.
cater waiter thing?
No, that's another stuff.
Oh,
That's a good story. No, that's a great story. No, this is. So I had met this girl, and we hung out on the west side, whatever. We had one of those nights, like, oh, what a night. What? Go
this
ahead.
wasn't at the Boca Club.
No, this is a completely different
Okay, sorry.
story. That other ones are good. That's a pumping my
No, but there
ego
was the
up
one
story.
also where you were working at the club on Wilshire.
Yeah, that have nothing to do. There's a totally different stuff.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
So in any case, we partied, had a blast, but we overdid it, and I scraped myself up the next morning and drove myself back home. But I was like, when you still smell like alcohol, a level 10 hangover, and you need water, you're starving, you just
But you also want to
dry, just
barf, and you just
yeah,
it's the
nausea,
worst.
headache. It's sunny out. I'm driving. I'm just like, oh, just get me home so I could just die in peace.
Right.
But I'm so fucking hungry that I'm driving from the west side. So I then see this. I think it's like Hamburger Haven or some shit like that. It's still there though. It's in Boys Town. It's in like the gayest part.
Okay.
You know the parts like a hamburger. So old school hamburger joint.
Yeah, I do
And I
know
had
it.
never been. I had never been there, but I said fuck it, and I was just starving, and so I just immediately pull over and like I gotta have something in my stomach. I can't even wait till I get home. So I go in there, I order some shit, and I'm just sitting there waiting. I'm just sitting there, he covering, just like, oh, I can't wait till I get this fucking food. Then I, oh, I noticed like an older white gay gentleman
Hmm.
trying to get my attention, and I kind of like look up like me. And then he goes to me. This was even worse to a certain extent. He started talking to me like one would talk to maybe an animal or Ichi. Like he go like this. He go, you hungry? Want something? Eat? You want something to eat? And I thought to myself, I looked around and I went like, is this guy talk to me? And I was a little younger, so I was a little offended. I was like, no, what the fuck? And but I thought to myself, I need to clean up my act a little bit. Like I
Oh
need to
my
stop
god.
some of this stuff that I'm doing here. I said, this guy walked up to me and used sign language with me and thought that I needed to be like nurse back to health.
That's bad. That's bad.
And it was like he thought he was gonna pick up like a homeless drifter. You know what I'm
You
saying?
might have
Like
dodged him. Was it Jeffrey Dahmer? What did he look like?
that's what I'm saying. He was that kind of situation where you could tell he was gonna nurse me back to health and take me back to his apart or to his like place in the
Yikes.
hills. You know what I mean? Because he looked well to do.
Isn't there that guy in Hollywood that did do that? He remember?
I'm sure. I mean,
No, there
look,
is a guy. He
yeah.
got busted for it. He was like somebody famous, and he was like famously like backed somebody or was some like whatever. But he got in trouble for like couple of men showed up dead in his apartment. And it
Oof.
happened more than once, and they're like, really, you might have had something to do with it. We got two dead guys in your apartment. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
I mean, look, it could have been that, but it could also be, he just have his like, his boy
I
Troy or
almost said
whatever.
it was Vinny that offered you the.
Oh, no, yeah. Well, I'm glad he wasn't there. That he would have ate up all the. He would have ate. There would have been no food left for anybody.
And now they're giving off the homeless
Yeah,
vibes.
and like when he said that, I mean, to have someone come up to you and go, "Hi," like you need hunger, you food. I get you. I buy food taste. Yeah, food. No starving. No and no more.
Speaking of which, and we can wrap it up, but that reminds me, I have a movie recommendation, kind of, sort of. I watched last night on Netflix. Has anybody seen 64? The movie with
Oh, what's his name from
Adam
Girls?
Driver.
Yeah, yeah. Is that any good? I was wondering if it was okay.
It's a popcorn movie. I literally popped some popcorn and sat down on my couch and I watched it alone, but whatever. I
But
was
there's levels
entertained.
of popcorn movie. Was it like a good fucking popcorn movie?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked it. I
Okay.
liked it, and it's like sci-fi meets Jurassic Park.
No, because the trailer looks pretty fucking good. I
I
mean,
enjoyed it. And there were a
yeah,
couple moments where I was like,
on the edge of your seat.
yeah, I was like, oh no, like, oh no, 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 no,
I'll
no,
tell you
come on,
what,
like I enjoyed it.
I would fuck with it, especially
There
because
was a
it's
couple
free
of
on
leaps
fucking
of faith,
Netflix.
of course, but you're like,
Well,
okay.
what is in one of these kind of movies? As long as it's not a complete piece of shit, you know what I mean?
So I
Um,
would recommend it in terms of like if you need a movie that you can watch, like it's also a good movie for the family or whatever because really, Adam is in like every scene, but it's only two people in the whole movie, him and this younger
and the
girl,
kid,
and
yeah,
so it's them and dinosaurs and stuff. So
yeah.
I enjoyed it.
No, it looked pretty good. You know what's another one of those Netflix ones where I had low expectation, but this was
Yeah.
like maybe a year and a half ago when this came out. But now they have a sequel, which I haven't seen. But did you saw that action movie with Chris Hemsworth called Extraction?
Yes, I was talking about it a couple weeks ago. I guess I talked about it before you got on the
Oh, you
show.
didn't like it?
Dude, I enjoyed it, but it was like the action
Which
sequences
one?
were too long. They were too
The
much.
first
It
one?
was too. It was
You,
overload.
you talking about the first one?
No, Extraction 2.
So I haven't seen the second one. Did you saw the first one?
Oh, I don't know if I saw the first one.
Oh, huh.
So I
Okay.
watched the
Anyway,
second one recently, and
the the
it's just
first,
like it
yeah.
was just like okay,
Okay.
I hear
Well,
it.
I
Your
can't say
budget was
nothing.
all action. I get it.
Yeah, I can't say nothing about the second one, but the first one, I thought it was pretty fucking unique, and all the action took place in India, and
Yeah,
I never seen Indian bad guys, and like this guy gets hurt a lot in the movie, and I
yeah,
thought it was even though he's fucking up people like Hambo or whatever, you did worry about his safety because he would get fucking hurt. You know what I mean? Like more than normal in normal these movies, like this guy would get fucked up, and you're kind of like, I hope he's gonna be okay. And I thought it was very well done for a fucking action movie. I mean, up head and shoulders above any fucking Fast and Furious or some shits like that. You know, I thought it wasn't bad, but I didn't saw the second one. To be fair, you know.
and I don't think I saw the first one. So,
Okay.
but I like
Yeah.
it was just that there were times when you're just like, okay, I don't know if the action sequence needed to be that long. You know
Okay.
what I
I
mean?
gotta see it and see what I think.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Okay, I'll give you a good one if you never saw this. Which I'm not always. It's I'll go with it, but I don't always buy in when it's a female action star and they just have her kicking the shit out of 30 dudes, and you're like, okay, whatever, you know. Did you ever saw Atomic Blonde?
Yeah, yeah. Come on, she's great
Somehow you buy every second of that fucking movie.
because Charlize gets hurt in it.
Yeah, and for the same reason, like you don't feel like she might not make it out of some of these fights that she's having, even a one-on-one. But she's killing herself to make it happen, you know? And it seems dirty like how a heel fight is more
Right.
so, you know? And I'm like, this whoever fucking was behind the stunts and stuffs in that one, that one far exceeded my expectation, you know?
Well, if you look on my YouTube, I interviewed Charlize for
Oh
that movie.
fuck.
Here we
Now
go.
probably
Bingo, bingo,
for back
bingo.
in
And also, I was going to say we should put Hambo on the bingo card too because Hambo comes up a lot.
I like
Hambo,
Hambo.
Hambo would have to
João
be on
Hambo.
Hambo would have to be on the bingo card because I did interview Charlize Theron, and if you're watching this on YouTube, you can find it in like my my inner. There's like a playlist called like musicians, actors, and stuff like that. You can find
Where
the
is
interview
she
there.
now, Carolina? How come she? Let's interview her
I know, I
now.
wish, right?
Oh,
I
Carolina.
always went over it in the. Well, never mind, I won't say it out loud. But when I worked at FS1, but so she's great, and yeah, I agree with you. That movie's great. That movie's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody who didn't saw that one yet, good
Well, and
stuff.
speaking to your point, like I like Angelina Jolie. Salt was good.
Yeah, but I don't
Like the
buy.
Tomb Raider stuff, but it's insane. I was watching Mr. and Mr. Smith the other day, and it's fun. It's just way over the top,
I just never buy it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, and to be fair, some of the men shit I don't buy either. Like certain people just looks true invincible, you know.
right.
But when they show a person struggling, and they like barely making it, you know, through these
Well,
fights,
then you'll like
I think
64.
that's how it really would be, you know. And I like to see some adversity. I don't want to see just people, you know, hi, yeah, you know.
Right. Yeah, you'll like 64 then. It was
Yeah.
there's some more realistic, you know, Like, yeah, that would have really hurt. And so,
Yeah. And like sometimes there's like in the Fast and Furious, you have like a character that's like the what's her name? Rodriguez? No,
oh, those are so, yeah.
What's her name?
Oh, Michelle Rodriguez.
Okay,
I
nothing
like her.
about her acting or nothing, but it's always every character she play is like she's a grease monkey and she'll give you a knuckle sandwich and I'm like, get the fuck out of
The
here.
tomboy, the sexy tomboy. Yeah.
I never not that it's not her acting I have a problem with. It's like the character. It's like that cliche character where it's
Right.
like, listen, I grew up with all brothers and my dad was a mechanic and it's like,
Right.
ugh. And then like, oh yeah, she'll give you a knuckle sandwich, boys.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you won't. Shut the fuck up. You know
But
what I
you're right.
mean?
Like the Fast and Furious, didn't they one time? There was like a car and they had a helicopter and they like hooked onto the car while they're
One
falling from
time,
the sky. Like, come
that's
on.
the least of your worries. And one of them, they went to the fucking outer space in a car. They went to outer space.
Come
I
on,
mean,
son.
what?
Come
But
on.
that's for real. They went to outer space.
Come on.
Ask the fucking followers.
I've only seen maybe like 3 Fast and Furious movies,
They
so.
did some kind of thing where they was like then orbiting.
Oh wait, sorry, American Me. Yeah, that's different. No, I meant to click on this other one. American Me is a good movie. Somebody was just saying, yeah, that they can't like, cause yeah, action movies are just too insane now and stuff like that. Like that they're just too crazy.
You know what else fucks me up with modern action movies? They use so much CGI and no practical shit
Yeah.
that you always can kind of tell that no one's in danger because no one's really in any of the places that they're supposed to be at. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
back in the day when you saw a car haul over like that, you were like, somebody's in there.
Yeah.
Like it may not be the fucking actor, but somebody's
Right.
doing that,
Right.
and somebody's
Actually, here
falling
I
off a
just want to
building. It was a person. Yeah.
say a little something here. Melon Juice is trying to bait us by saying Charlize Theron, South African, speaks Afrikaans. Is she racist? She's actually a humanitarian and does tons of charity work
Yeah.
and a lot of stuff. So nice try, but it's not about speaking Afrikaans. But yeah, so yeah, I action movie wise. I agree with you in that the reality and the feeling of the real pain and stuff like that. That's what makes you feel like you can be more invested in it. Like yeah, so but you know what? I'm trying to think. There was another one like like Michelle Wu though. Like I believe she can really kick those people's asses to a
Well, yeah,
greater
she's
extent than
a
some people in these like 'cause
she.
she like
Well, first
Crouching
of all,
Tiger and stuff like that. That wushu and all that. Would you
absolutely. I
like?
mean, she's a very
Yeah,
trained martial artist. That's
yeah,
one thing. But the problem is, as we know with the UFC, okay, Amanda Nunez isn't beating
Volkanovski
Robert Whitaker.
or Robert. What exactly?
Okay, sorry. Okay, I don't care how good she is.
It's not gonna
That's
happen.
not to take away how great she is. Okay, she's
Right.
great. But so the thing is, when you have these like smaller women in these movies, like just beating up 20 guys,
Right.
so a lot of times it's just unbelievable.
It just
It's
takes you out of it.
true.
It's just
It's
too.
too silly. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And fair enough. It's silly too if you
But
see
we want
like.
to live vicariously just like the guys do. That's the
But
thing.
here's the
Is like
thing.
we don't get to kick ass ever.
But here's the thing. Like I'll give you a reason why I think a lot of people like John McClane. Okay, it Die Hard. It looked like he was killing his fucking self
Yeah.
to make this stuff happen. Like he wasn't beating 30 guys up. Even one guy, like he barely got it done. You know, when he's
Right.
falling down the steps with that fucking guy, and the guy break his neck, and he's
Right.
like, you know what I mean? Like fuck, like it took almost everything he got. You know, and that's the problem I have with Joan Wick. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun to watch and it's a spectacle, but at the end of the day, I almost never think he's in trouble because he just cuts through these people like butter. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against it. It's just for me, it don't get me going as much, you know?
Yeah. They lost me.
Yeah.
I've seen them, but like I thought, you know, diminishing returns in terms of my
Yeah.
interest. Yeah.
And it's the problem with like let's say Superman. It's like he's almost unbeatable, you know? So it's like it's hard to get too excited, you know? You're
Yeah.
like he's gonna be okay, you know?
Yeah. It's interesting, and yeah, there. but yeah, like I said, we need somebody to live vicariously through too. You know what I
True,
mean?
and that's fine. But if I'm gonna jump on board, I like it more if it's like how they did it in Atomic Blonde, where
Yeah.
it's not insulting our intelligence.
Right. Well, wait, that's not what people were saying. 100% agree with John Wick. That it was a little bit of a hot take. And can Keanu even run a 5-minute 30-second mile? How's he going to beat up all those
Now,
dudes?
having said that, I watch those movies and they're just fine. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like, I don't have a problem with those, but I've never felt the way I felt watching Die Hard for the first time. I've never felt that way about any John Wick movie.
Well, right. But here's my thing here. Like, because I, Jet Li gets 100% pass on me. Like, Jet Li can do whatever. And I'm like, I think he can do that for real.
But same thing, that shit's silly to me too. I'm not saying, anytime somebody's just doing I mean, then it gets into comedy to me. And that's sometimes I like stuff ironically. Like I like to watch
Yeah.
Steven Seagal a lot.
Right.
But half of the shit is because it's comedy.
So corny. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I
Under
mean, just,
siege.
yeah, and the hunting and all. I mean, I love that shit. And look, to be fair, if people lean into it, if it's done a certain way, I can get into it.
Right.
But there's just this certain type of character that again, I'm not saying that it's women that's hiding this garbage, but there's this certain archetype that's like
Yeah.
the charm boy chick that she's gonna
Tough
get you,
girl with, but she's
like
actually got a heart of gold. But she'll still give you a knuckle sandwich.
I
But
I had it with that
she's just looking
character.
for a good man.
Yeah, I had it with that character. That one never was one of my favorites. Let's put it
Yeah.
to you that way.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that you bring this up, and we can wrap it up in a second. But yeah, I talk about those kind of things a lot with my daughter. She watches a lot of anime. People know this, and reads a lot of manga and stuff. And there's all these various tropes and things like that. Like enemies to lovers, and friends to lovers, all those kind of things and
sure.
stuff like that. So we talk about those kind of things a lot. But yeah, like the that is a trope that has been around forever. The tomboy,
Yeah.
tough girl with the heart of gold type thing or whatever. And it
I'll
is
tell you,
weird.
the only person in history that I like that's like that I buy it and I for some reason it doesn't bother me, is the chick Vasquez in fucking Aliens, the second one.
Okay.
You know who I'm talking about?
I'm trying to remember which girl played her. Which one that is?
Oh, she's not a
Did she have the
famous
short
actress.
hair? She has the
And she had
right.
like the headband, like almost like a handball
Yeah,
headband.
no, yeah, and she
For
was
s-
yoked. And at
for
one
some
point, she's
reason,
like,
she sold it, and she was just fun. I like that. I like that character. I don't know
yeah,
why I like her,
okay,
but
okay,
that's the only time it didn't hub me. It didn't make me hold my eyes or whatever. You
yeah,
know?
yeah. I got you. Hey, so yeah, I'm working this weekend, and then I'm going to London next week, which I'm excited. It's funny
Oh,
because
well, la di da.
yeah,
Enjoy it.
I'm really looking forward to it. Have I it's weird. Like certain things in the last like couple years or whatever, I was look forward to, and then either they didn't pan out or didn't turn out to be what I'd hoped they were, or whatever. So it's funny. I've been actually sort of like, and I had a great time the last time I went there with my cousin met me over there, and I had a great time over in Paris. But it's funny, like I don't know if like the last couple of years have taught me to like temper my excitement for things, and so I've gotten to the point on some of these things where I'm like, I'll believe it when I'm on the plane. Like you know what I mean? Like try because I've been so disappointed with some things, and I'm like,
Well, so
so I'm
you
like one side of me is like really effing psyched, and then the other part's like, calm down, calm down, calm down.
so because you think it could be snatched away, or because you think like you might not have the greatest time in the world.
Just because like I want to go so badly and I'm so in need of a good time that I don't want to put so much investment in
Yeah.
hoping I get a good time and being let down if it's
Oh,
anything less than amazing. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Well,
But
you
last time
can't do
was
that. Yeah.
amazing, and there's no way it's not going to be. It's just a weird mind f I'm going through.
I I think that it's smart to always temper your expectation about any trip or anything like that because half the time it's not what you expect.
Yeah,
Especially well, you've been there before, but
yeah,
if like for instance, here's the most cartoonish one, and we all learn by this age that it's gonna suck no matter
Oh,
what.
I think
But
I know what you're gonna say.
New Year's Eve, back when you was a certain age, you really believed that New Year's Eve was gonna be, ooh, this one is gonna be something. I mean, that one. Think of the numbers on that one, like the ones that was amazing versus
You
the
can
ones that
count on, I
wasn't
can
shit.
count on one
Yeah,
hand. Like I can't even remember the best New Year's Eve I ever had. Like I'm
yeah.
literally trying to think
So
of the best one.
when you hype yourself up for New Year's Eve, boy,
I actually remember.
you're almost always gonna have a letdown on that one, you know.
Yeah.
So you know,
Yeah.
again, half the shit is out of your control, just like Jimmy Crouch. It's like just be in the moment
Exactly.
and make the best of whatever the
There's
fuck
no
it
way
is, you
it's
know.
not going to be good. There's no way it's not going to be good.
Yeah,
Like there's just no way. But like, like I think part of it too is last time we were like Aspinall, Volkov's going to be amazing.
true.
And then that not awful thing happened to him and it was like, and like
Oh yeah,
it was
yeah,
so sad. And so I'm so looking forward to him coming back.
yeah. He
And I'm
fucked up
trying to
his
just
knee
be
or
like,
whatever. Yeah,
just calm down because I think he's awesome. I'm like a
he
massive,
is.
massive fan.
He
Molly's
is.
fighting. Like there's so much I want. I'm just talking to Davey about it today, David Grant, and like, it's like I'm so looking forward to it. I just don't want to. You know what I mean? You know?
I understand exact what you're talking about. Yeah, temper your fucking
Yeah,
expectations for sure.
yeah.
But come in with a good attitude, you know.
Of
But
course. Yeah.
what is the time difference out there?
I think there's 7 hours ahead of us.
Because I'm wondering if you could cobble together some interviews and I just do it in the fucking daytime or something. I don't know, or way late at fucking night or something.
Yeah, it's tricky because if so, it would be Friday. Like I get there on Thursday. It's like a tight. I get
Oh
there.
yeah, that's probably not gonna work.
So I have to have like I have
You
to
know
have a
what's
meeting
the
about production and stuff like that, and then I'm gonna try. I land at like 10 in the morning, so hopefully I'll be able to just power through that whole day
you
and
know
like
what we could
force
do
myself.
if nothing else, maybe at the parties afterwards or something. If you hunt into some people, just put me on fucking live or something, and we
I
could
was just
goof
gonna say we
around.
could just do IG live with some people
We
or
could
something
just
like
goof
that.
around a little bit or something. Who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. Because usually people hang out in the bar after at the
Yeah,
hotel and
and
stuff like
it'd be
that.
fun
So
seeing them once the pressure's off. Anyway, you see
exactly,
Molly Meatball fucking zonked out of her fucking mind,
I know. Yeah,
and Patty the fucking baddie and all that stuff.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
And maybe Darren Chill, something like that. You know,
Is he even around?
he might. I wouldn't put it past him to show up to it at least, or at
Yeah,
least to
maybe.
some of the parties or something.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Who knows?
But so otherwise I know I'm always asking, do we have any Hanato seminars coming up? Where can people find you? What are you doing?
They can follow me. They can get all the good news and stuff on Renato underscore Laranja on Instagram. And
Oh, you
also
know
now
what?
Thread, porra. I'm
Oh,
on there.
that's right. On thread. Oh, I gotta
Yeah.
change the end thing. I gotta change
Oh
the
yeah,
end.
yeah. I didn't even thought about that. Yeah, you gotta
Right.
switch. You gotta
Right.
put it to
Because yeah,
Thread.
Hanach is off the Twitter.
Yeah, I never for the longest time I wasn't on there. You know, I just wasn't on, especially when they cut Chais. I remember my shit used to automatically go there from Instagram, and
Right.
then one day I don't know what did it, but
It
they
stopped
severed the
pushing.
Chais with that, and
Oh, I
and
didn't know
then
that.
yeah, and then I just like it just was. I don't know. I just kind of lost interest in Twitter. This is a long time ago, too. Like maybe a couple years ago, I just was not active on there, so it's a waste of time for me.
Yeah, I'm not as into it as I used to be, but I only ever looked at it to just look at who the people I'm following. Like I never spent time on the
I
whole
know.
for
Yeah,
you page or whatever. People
yeah,
in the comments though, Hanato,
yeah.
I just jumped the gun. One thing I did say we were going to talk about Tyson Fury fighting Francis Ngannou, and a couple
Next
of
time.
people wanted. Well, okay, yeah, because I think it's kind of late to get into that, but I did say
Well,
we're going to talk about.
when are they fighting?
Well, they announced it that they are officially going to
Yeah,
fight.
but
It's
when
going
is
to
it
be
happening?
October 28th.
Yeah, as
October
if we
28th.
can't talk about that shit like 100 other times than now.
Later
Are
on.
you fucking
Yeah,
kidding
I
me?
guess people are just kind of like on the whole thing of like, is it good for MMA or is it bad for MMA? But we
I
can
don't think
think on
it's
that.
anything for anything. It's a spectacle, and that's it. You know,
Yeah. Well, yeah,
it's not good or bad. It just is. You know, it's a fucking cart. It's a circus show. It is what it is. And everybody knows what this is here.
I mean, people will be mad if Francis wins.
They will, and the chances are he's not going to win.
Yeah, I don't know,
You know?
man. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
Okay. So yeah, well, there's plenty of time as that fight builds up. But yeah, so I'll be working this weekend, and so we have UFC live and the pre-show on Friday, and obviously the fight's on Saturday. So for those who don't know, Jack Della Maddalena, who was supposed to fight last weekend, he's going to be fighting on the this weekend ahead. There's a new guy that he's going to be fighting, but at least they're giving JDM a fight. That dude can scrap. So looking forward to that. He's good. He's good. All right, cool. Well, so I guess I'm gonna use this old end thing, and I need to update our opening and stuff like that. Now it's funny because I'm getting better at certain things, and then I look back on stuff that I made a while ago, and I'm like, I don't like that anymore. So it's like a constant evolution, but then I'm
well,
like,
that
I have
happens,
time to go
doesn't
back
it?
and fix it. Some things I'm like, you know what, it was good enough, but then, and I can't go back and fix everything.
Hey, don't worry about that.
And I'm behind on putting time codes up and stuff. I'm a busy lady, and there's only
Listen,
one of
you can
me.
only do what you can do, Porja. You know?
Exactly, exactly. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Remember, these are also available for as audio downloads, so you can find them on
Oh, Stitcher is about to not exist anymore. Did you know
Are you
that?
serious?
Yeah, they were like they sent me something that was like download your shit soon because it by I want to say by August 20 something or whatever, that's it for them.
Oh, really?
I don't know
Okay.
what happened. They
Okay.
was
I
my
don't know anything.
favorite. They were my favorite place to listen to podcasts. I don't know why they
Yeah, I mean,
something
basically,
happened to them.
we're kind of a lot of places. Like I just mentioned
Yeah,
those, but I think the place that I sort of host them, I think actually feeds it out to a lot of other places. So.
yeah. But I was just letting you know because
Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, thanks for the heads up on that. Pretty soon everything's going to just be one evil overlord, and it'll all depend on who wins the Zuckerberg versus Musk fight. Stay
yeah.
tuned.
Oh my God. Oh God. That's
Anyway,
another
thanks
thing.
so much for joining
Yeah.
us, you guys.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.
Ciao.